Hello, chat. I am live. We are here with, well, what promises to be a very interesting day again in a similar scenario. And Atehi games have begun. What timing! What incredible timing! And the games have begun. We have 4 players, and it's going to be India versus Uzbekistan for the semi-finals of the World Team Championship. Well, Uzbekistan destroyed Team India 3.5 last time. Can Team India come back? So far, Uzbekistan won the gold in the Olympiad as well. So it is time for the Indian team to stand up. Yo, Akshat bhai, thanks a lot for the kal ki super chat bhai. वो stream के पहले आई थी, so I saw it later. Thanks a lot bhai for the support. Yo, chat, ready हो क्या bhai? Ready हो क्या? I wouldn't say badla. Badla is a negative feeling. I would say just focus on playing good chess. So today we have Vidit Gujarati against Nodirbek. We have Nihal Sareen after his yesterday important win. I think Nihal might just play some excellent chess today because his confidence will be back. Nice, Tanisha. Next is SL against Vokidov. SL, by the way, the star, the creme de la creme, the showstopper of Indian chess. Bhai, kya khel raha hai? And then we have Sethu Raman today. So after Sasikiran lost yesterday, they have given Sethu one more chance. But if by chance Sethu were to lose, I don't think he will play the second match. So important game for Sethu to prove himself. A.R. Rahman. Nice. Anisha is A.R. Rahman now. फिर तो Carlson मान जाएगा. 2 rounds chat, 2 games. Similar to what happened yesterday. Yesterday won the tie breaks. And yo, Ikaish bhai. And Ikaish bhai ने ऊपर लिखा है 70-30 in favor of Uzbekistan. I would almost agree. I would say 65-35 in favor of Uzbekistan because they have proven themselves to be the stronger team. As a unit, they are stronger, even if individually they might not be. We saw it happening in the Olympiad. They defeated every single team there is. And even though they lack their star players, even we don't have our strongest team. So it's kind of balanced that way. India do have chances to win this. There is no doubt India can win this. But I think for now, considering how badly we lost, I think we are slightly worse. मुझे कॉल किसी का आ रहा है. ये कौन है भाई? हेलो? पता नहीं कौन था भाई. Anyways, so I think India is clearly the favorite, but yeah, it's going to be very, very complicated chat. Sethu nahi Sethu might play some good chess. He does have white today, chat. He does have white, so I think it's totally possible. It is totally possible. ये कौन फोन कर रहा था रे? हैं? ये कौन था रे? बाद में देखता हूँ. Anyways, interview awesome गया रे. It was nice. It was really nice. I think I would give myself probably an 8.5 out of 10 in the interview. I think one question I kind of could have answered in a better way. Baki to it was pretty cool. So I would say ki 8.5 out of 10 I would give myself. Baki competition might be tough, so we'll have to see how it goes. And if it's my interview watching, hello, had a great interview. It was really awesome. Glad to talk to you. And hoping to be there next year. Anyways, coming to the games, we'll come to the interview as it's so quickly, but for now, Swiggy delivery driver तो नहीं है, पकड़ेगा ही नहीं भाई. Swiggy नहीं है. Let me call and ask who he is. कि मेरा नंबर तो नहीं लीक हो गया. Let me ask who it is. क्या था नंबर लीक? क्या पता यार कोई क्या पता. Let me ask who is it. रुको. बताओ बंदा बिजी है रे. आजकल जो प्रैंक कॉल कर रहे हैं वो लोग भी प्रैंक कॉल वाले भी बिजी है भाई. क्या करें अब. Anyways, so we have this position in the VD game. VD has the black pieces. And again, he goes for the Nimzo. Bishop b4, e3, castles, bishop d3, d5, a3, bishop takes, pawn takes, d takes, bishop takes, c5. Knight comes to e2, defending c3, so that after queen c7, white can simply move the bishop away and there's nothing hanging. There's no check on c3. उसकी भी बंदी है. अभी फीस देनी है. किडनी कब निकलवाने जाओगे? पहले कंफर्म हो जाए भाई, उसके बाद लीक कर दो नंबर. नहीं यार, क्या पता कोई जेन्युइन बंदा हो भाई. Who knows? So going to the game of Nihal Sareen. Nihal has gone for a very, I would say, slow approach there. Nothing spectacular, not even challenging black in the center. His bishop will need to choose a very, I would say, careful square because it can be attacked, harassed constantly. Yeah, he delays it by playing a4. Now he can even play knight a3 if he wants to. The knight can come via this path. Although I think it's going to be a very, very slow game. Interview for an MBA thing, bhai. Yo Han bhai, yo Anshul bhai, yo Sakit bhai. This is not Reti. This is not Reti. Reti, I think, Reti mein the bishop is on b2 and there's a pawn on c4. But yeah, it has the bishop on g2. Some similarities, of course, always. When the bishop is on g2 chat with white, usually the perspective is to open this diagonal as long as possible. So that's why c4 kind of complements it quite a bit. So c3 is a very slow approach. And Nihal, I think after Nihal won yesterday's game where he played a passive game, right? Where it was a very weird, like the setup, modern setup he plays with black. So he won with that. So I think his confidence is now high that I can play with any position at all. So I think that's the main thing. His confidence is now high. Canada jao, nahi, yaar. I think I love Europe, man. I think Europe feels a bit like home. I've been there multiple times. I think that's the main reason. Twitter management position. Anyway, I think you don't require an interview for that. I think a tweet is enough. Wasn't he suffering from Nimzo quite? Yeah, but he won his first Nimzo game. I think it was against somebody in this tournament. So he's come back. Going to the SL game. SL seems to have played a normal position. Only the knight on d8 is a bit awkward. Once he brings it to e6, I think it should be all fine. Bar aa jayega, bhai, bar aa jayega. That's no stress at all. I think Chesscom is a bit slow, probably, I assume, with it. Going to the game of Sethu Raman now. Sethu plays the same opening again. Let's have a look what happened here. He spoiled this position last time where he basically castled queenside but then could not find the best moves. d6 played, h3, knight f6, bishop h6, castles, takes, castles. And he has a very great, wow. Thankfully, I did not use this English in my interview. He has a great position here. He has to open the h file, maybe go f3, h4, h5, g4 and so on. Launch an attack on the king side. And if he can somehow open the h file, I think it might be very difficult, especially because the knight defends at 7. But I can just play knight d5 to basically move this knight, and then there might be some mate on h7. So I think Sethu has a good position. Black plays queen b6 to go for counterplay, but I still think Sethu is slightly better. So going to the game of Vidit Gujarati again, I think the bar is having some issues today. We will check it out. What's the reason for that? Yeah, now it's back. Azerbaijan to bahar ho gaya. Exactly. Azerbaijan is the Indian team of cricket, bhai. They played so well and then got knocked out. Thank you, Roshan bhai. Arey Akshat bhai, holy fuck. Thanks a lot, bhai, for the 10 gifted memberships. Holy crap, kisko milegi? Let's see. Kiske मुंह पे मारेंगे अक्षत भाई? पीयूष भाई की जा चुकी है भाई, शिवम की जा चुकी है. Okay, आदर्श भाई का मैं नाम ले रहा हूँ. Let's see उनको मिलती है कि नहीं. I think नाम से पकड़ता है वो. आदर्श भाई का नाम लिया मैंने और रोशन भाई का नाम. रोशन. Does Roshan get it now? Let's see. Vanshika. Let's see if they get it now. I don't know. I'm just experimenting. Oh, Adarsh ko mil gayi kya? Did Adarsh get it? Achha, he already had one. Oh, he got it. Adarsh got it. What? So Adarsh got it. So I think the name I speak out will most likely get the membership. Wow. That's interesting. So I randomly spoke out Adarsh and he got the membership. Arey, YouTube glitch. Figured out a YouTube glitch, bhai. Yeah, but Roshan was a bit too late. It was a bit too late, I think. मैंने पहला नाम आदर्श कर लिया, उसको मिल गई. Thanks a lot, Akshat bhai, for the membership. It means a lot, buddy. Nice haircut. Thank you, buddy. Smart तो बचपन से ही थे. Thanks a lot, bhai. Akshat bhai, open the chat. Let's go. Next game. Rook d8 plate. Oh, what the hell is happening in the VD game? F4 कहाँ से आ गया, भाई? रुको. After bishop d3, knight to c6. Now white should not capture here and spoil his structure. He instead plays f4. Wow, has this been played? Chat, in this position, f4 hasn't played in 5 games on Chess.com, but the castles is the normal move. So white is definitely innovating, but VD knows what to do. Rook d8. भाई मैं MBA के कुछ कॉलेज अप्लाई कर रहा हूँ अगले सितंबर के लिए, and Germany is my target destination. So I applied to one college now, and let's see क्या होता है. Well, GM, waiting to see prefix received name GM Sahil Tikku. अरे thank you भाई, will try someday man. SL ने कुछ किया क्या? नहीं यार. Chat stream like कर दो भाई जल्दी से. Let's see भाई. Do like the stream. Go. Going to the SL game भाई. SL ने क्या कर दिया? Did SL make a mistake? Please no SL, no mistakes. SL. I wouldn't say it's a mistake. I think it looks like a pretty decent position. I don't know. I mean, I can imagine some people being scared, but SL is not one to be scared. I mean, he is very smart boy. I think he will do well. Don't worry, chat. It's fine. Oui, जर्मन का जवाब फ्रेंच से देंगे हम भाई. Okay. Okay. I will call back. Cool. If you're watching, what was the question you cannot answer? Which question? That's sounding like Maxim Dlugi. I am not Maxim Dlugi, bhai. Going to the game of Mr. Vidit Gujarati again. Rook d8 played by Vidit, and I think it's time for white to castle. I think that makes the most sense. Ui, ale. Yeah, bhai. टिक्कू भाई सबके चैट पढ़ते हैं, मेंबर से कोई फायदा नहीं है भाई. ये बात तो है भाई. सब ये स्ट्रीम जस्ट ओपन की फर्स्ट हर्डेस इसको टाइट करके क्या है रे. नियत इज रशियन. यस नियत. डू यू वांट टू एंड द वॉर पुतिन जी? नियत. I don't know. Do you like Kazakhstan? Niyet. Who according to you should have played on the fourth board? I would have played Sasikiran honestly, because I think even though he lost the last game, he did play well. Setu did have a bad game, but it's not a bad decision per se. It depends on what happens in this game. If Setu can win this, then he will come back in confidence, and then he's a crazy strong player. So this game is very important for him. हाँ भाई फुटबॉल देखेंगे भाई. What will happen to your chess career? वो भी करेंगे भाई. At anyway, next September की बात है. There's a lot of time to go till then, and I'll change, modify, adapt. ऐसा ना हो रिग्रेट करे. It is possible. अगर साथ से साहिल टू कोई इवेंट्स पर लाइव कमेंट्री करेंगे. अरे बिल्कुल पॉसिबल है भाई, बहुत ही पॉसिबल है. अभिजीत गुप्ता will get a chance. Depends. I think depends on this one. Depends on this game. If Setu wins or has a good game and draws, I think he will play the second game also. Membership has an advantage. You will get more ignored than normal ones. ये क्या है? I would say 80-20 now Setu is playing. I would still say it's close to 70-30. I don't think. After all, chat, Uzbekistan के लोगों की age is like 15 to 20. I know they are a beast, but at the end they are kids and they might not have the experience to win back on back again. You will modify like Levy in chess. भाई वही तो modify करना है रे. India OP indeed. Chat, do like the stream? Let's go. And Vidi is thinking, going to the Nihal sitting game. क्या चल रहा है? Nihal plays the bishop to f4. You know, it's like Nihal understands the London system is the best. He totally understands. He plays the bishop out to f4, and he knows where to put the bishop. He knows it very, very well, chat. Very, very well. Bishop जाएगा तो f4 है भाई. Yeah, I dropped by 5%. Yes, clearly Setu has not been in form. Setu is winning, really? Let's have a look. Oh, Setu bhai, Pelu Setu bhai, रुको. After castles, queen b6, g4. देखा, इस बार there is no half-hearted measures. Last time he went f3, then he went f4. It was confusing what he was doing. This time he directly went g4, bishop e6, f4. No half measures. And this is the current position. Setu seems to be better clearly. Even though objectively I think black is fine. He has the open file. And some pressure on c4. Queen b4 is a move to attack c4. I do think practically white should be better. यार पॉन बढ़ते हुए देख के ना वैसे ही दिल धड़कने लगता है भाई. धड़के जिया गाना ऐसे नहीं लिखा भाई बॉलीवुड ने. Do mimic of Anish Giri? I don't mimic the legends. Mimicking legends is an insult to the legend of Anish Giri. I think that's very obvious. Yeah, you have to wait. Yo, Savik, thanks for adding the emoji. भाई आज इंटरव्यू था भाई, नहीं ऐड कर पाया भाई. कल ऐड कर दूंगा भाई पक्का. यो भव्य कैसे यार? They are kids, so basically only a. ये कह रहे. Chess is not objective. Don't worry, we will win on board 4. Let's hope so, bhai. Let's hope so we can win. And Setu is, by the way, Setu has used no time. Setu clearly is taking this very seriously. Look at the time he has used. No time at all. Opponent is 9 minutes behind. ये वाकी दोस्त की शक्ल को आज थोड़ा सा लाल पीला करना पड़ेगा. Going to Vidit's game. Let's go. Vidit's what's happening. After the move, Rook d8, castles was played, and now b6 played. Very logical move. You want to bring the bishop into the game on the excellent long diagonal where it puts pressure on the g2 pawn. I think this pawn is the ultimate goal for black. You might not see it happening immediately, but long term. Imagine a rook coming to c2, the bishop coordinating with the rook to pressure g2, and it will always keep an eye on this pawn, so white can never really have full liberty to attack on the king side. So, and if you start attacking too much, then the bishop becomes a beast, yeah, with this battery on the diagonal. Arjun Matasan में कैसे हार गया? Yeah, it was very close though. It was like 12.5, and he lost the last two games. So very close. Great performance by Arjun. Yeah, Caruana is literally world top 5. Interview बढ़िया हुआ भाई. It was nice. It was really awesome. बाकी competition कैसा I don't know. So we'll have to wait and see. I'll know within a month. I think कि हुआ है कि नहीं. आपको हम सब देखेंगे ऐसे events में बिल्कुल भाई. कभी ना कभी. क्या advantage increase हो गई है? Let me have a look. A5 played. I don't think so. Just F5. I mean, A5 is logical, but I think White is getting there first. I think White is getting there first. एक मैंने पता लगा कि जाना है कि नहीं, मतलब एडमिशन हुआ है कि नहीं. फिर जाना तो अगले सितंबर में भाई. Nihal, especially Nihal is Blitz King. I know, man. Nihal played a spectacular Blitz game. If you have not seen that game, I recommend going to the last night stream. It's 20 minutes long. उसके आखिरी के like I've put the time format there. उसमें जाके देखो भाई आखिरी के 5 मिनट. Oof, it was crazy. 80-20 in favor of India. हाँ, 21 भाई बेवकूफ किसी और को बना रहे. हम कल पैदा नहीं हुए थे. समोसा पार्टी करेंगे भाई. डन. अगले जन्म में टिकू कैसे भाई क्या बात झाड़ू पोछा मारने के लिए आया. You never know. Is SL losing? Hopefully not. I wouldn't say he's losing. I think basically what White has is he has the 2 bishops again and more influence. This bishop is blocked by the pawn for now. And the most important drawback is this knight. Like if this knight was here, I would say it's already better. Maybe here as well. The d8 square is a very unfortunate square, right? Because you can't even come to f6 or b6. You can't even attack this pawn. So I think this knight is the problem. If you can reroute this knight to f6, Maya, like f5, knight f7, knight g5, h6 and so on, maybe he will be fine. But for now, he's slightly worse purely because of this knight. That means the rooks are not connected. And that's an issue because if white takes on b5 and takes on a8, you can't take back with the rook. That's a problem, right? Going to Sethu's game, nothing has happened. Going to Nihal's game, queen c1, he's gearing up for bishop h6 clearly. But I do think black is better here. With the bishop on g2 and the bishop on g7, there is no attack to speak of. And yeah, it should be equal, man. It should be equal. Going to the Vidit game, nothing has happened since b6, and white is thinking. He's 2 minutes behind on the clock as well. So really, so far doing fine. Someone saying Arjun will win by 3 points. I said 2 points. I predicted it correctly. Just मैंने उल्टा predict कर लिया यार. Chat, it's the semi-finals. It's the semi-finals. Knockout. 2 matches, 4 players each. And last time India played Azerbaijan, India lost 3.5. They destroyed Team India. These team of youngsters also won the Olympiad, so they are a beast to be reckoned with. I think China clearly has been the dominant team in this tournament, but apart from China, they have been the strongest team. And if India wins today, they will face China in the final. So it's an incremental step. They defeated France, today it's Uzbekistan, and then it's going to be tomorrow it will be China if we keep winning. Uzbekistan और Azerbaijan, गलती से बोल दिया होगा. कल ज्यादा गंदा नहीं पेल दिया फ्रांस को. 3.5 था. 3.5 था क्या? नहीं, it was 2.5, 1.5 in blitz for India. उज़्बेक भी इंडिया को, अरे नहीं रे, उज़्बेक नहीं जीतना चाहिए. इंडिया हैज टू विन. कम ऑन. आज स्ट्रीम बंद करना भाई, देखेंगे ना यार. इफ देयर इज 1 hour गैप तो बंद कर देंगे भाई. Let's see. Yeah, I'll keep it on like that. Saga bhai rakhte hain maybe I'll keep it on like that. That is a possibility. Yeah, maybe ending the stream basically causes us to lose the second round. So maybe. सेवर की वाइब नहीं आ रही जिसमें भाई आएगी. अभी क्या है, अभी स्टार्टिंग फेज है ना. We've only used 5 minutes on the clock. Trust me, once this gets to like 19 minutes, फिर पूरी वाइब आएगी भाई. It will take a few minutes, like for the game to build up. Right now, they're setting up the pieces. Like, okay, bishop d3. Next what? Do I put the knight on g3? Do I bring the queen to f3? Do I launch an attack? Do I go rook b1? It's planning time for now. First round हार गए तो भाई लोल हो जाएगा भाई. First round तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं हारने का. We have to win the first round. कल को आर्टिकल डाला था जीएम निहाल सरीन एंड श्रीनाथ नारायण एंड गॉट द ट्विंस फॉर इंडिया एंड वर्ल्ड टीम्स. भाई श्रीनाथ भाई मस्त है रे. नाइस. आपका फेवरेट क्रिकेट प्लेयर विराट कोहली भाई, नो डाउट. श्री भाई तो कुछ हार. अब बस टाटा स्टील मास्टर्स की हाइप आ रही है मुझे. अरे टाटा स्टील इंडिया स्टार्ट होना है भाई 29 से. दैट्स एन इंटरेस्टिंग टूर्नामेंट. By the way, knight g3 played by white, so he's clearly opening up the queen's diagonal. So that's the long-term plan, to bring the queen into the game. Another question is, when do you, long-term, you want to push these pawns all the way. If this pawn goes to e5, the knight has to move, and then the queen can come to h5, the bishop attacks h7, the knight can come to h5. So long-term, this is the plan, but right now there's a lot of pressure on d4, so you can't do it. So you just develop quickly, maybe play bishop d2 as well to defend d4, and so on. And then long term, like in an ideal case scenario, you want to put the pawn on e5 and just launch an attack. Sethu is playing. I know he's playing by interesting match. Very important, Sethu, yeah. Imagine India losing both 4-0. I think then I'll start crying on stream. That's not happening. Why? Time for revenge. Go Team India. You know what? I noticed something in my experience. Whenever we use the word revenge, right? So India ends up losing because it's a negative emotion. So let's just focus on India playing good chess today. No revenge, nothing. Because last time India played against Uzbekistan, we were like, revenge chahiye. We need revenge. But no revenge. Only good chess this time. Control of your emotions is very important, which is also important in NBA. See what I did there? Anyways, maybe draw because we can't because of Sethu. Arey yaar, Sethu bichara, Sethu ko nahi bolte yaar. Sethu will play good chess today. He has to. By the way, F5 played. Good move by Sethu now. A4 played. So it's kind of turning out to be an interesting battle. Knight A1 is the best move, and he does find it. And now Bishop D7. So now it's time to deliver the last piece and even start pushing, H pawn now to H5. This time I'll hold myself cheering for Sethu too early. Yeah, we have to probably. Sethu is under pressure, man. Going to the game of Nihal Sareen. I'm very curious how Nihal plays because we saw in the classical section, he basically won 0 games in this entire tournament. But yesterday, in the first blitz game he played, he finally crushed his opponent. So that means he might be high on confidence and might start playing amazing chess, and that tie we had yesterday might turn out to be a good thing because it might get Nihal in form. So far Nihal is not won a single game, so him winning with the white pieces might just put Team India into the driver's seat. साउथ एशिया वाले इतने इंटेलिजेंट क्यों होते हैं हर फील्ड में बढ़िया लाइक ये कह रहे इंटरव्यू एमबीए का था यार अच्छा गया भाई अच्छा गया लेकिन ऑफ कोर्स कंपटीशन टफ होगा सो विल सी हाउ इट गोस आई विल नो विद इन अ मंथ वीडी मिस्टेक नोबडी नो मिस्टेक वीडी नो मिस्टेक I wouldn't say it's the engine suggests playing the move 97, which is logical. So you first kind of try to stiffen up your king side and then bishop b7, but I think it might not be a big deal. Might just transpose. It should be okay. Yeah, of course. They had to ask about my experience, whatever it is. So it was all based on me. So of course there were questions about that. Although they were hypothetical questions, well, if aisa hoga to how will you face this problem and so on. लोन का अरे भाई होने दो भाई लोन का बाद में टाइम है वी शुड टाई बोथ मैचेस देन वी विल गेट ब्लिट्ज निहाल व्हिच इज श्योर विन डूड ऑफ कोर्स टाई इज बेटर देन लॉस बट वी शुड फर्स्ट गो फॉर द विन चैट अगर आज इमेजिन करो इफ इंडिया कम्स बैक विद गोल्ड दैट वुड बी क्रेजी मैन वी नीड दैट गोल्ड एंड फॉर दैट वी नीड टू विन टुडे इंटरव्यू इज नॉट देयर फॉर स्टार्टिंग जर्मनी फॉर द कंट्री आई लिटरली गेव एन इंटरव्यू एंड 2 hours बैक भाई मुझे बता दो तो हु वाज आई टॉकिंग टू इंटरव्यू होता है एमबीए के लिए होता है it wasn't Berlin. It was some other. How is Federer saying in second synchronization? Because classical bare minimum is 90 minutes plus 30 seconds. You cannot have anything less than that. There were 2 bombings in Jerusalem. What are you talking about? Really? Thank you, Asta. By reality, country among top Europeans. Interesting. अब तो रिच हो जाओगे भाई रिच कहाँ से भाई पहले एडमिशन होना है फिर कुछ काम करना है मेरा वर्क एक्स इज सो यूनिक कि किसी को एक्सेप्ट करना विल बी अ इंटरेस्टिंग चैलेंज फॉर मी टू फेस या बाय द वे बिशप b2 प्लेड नाउ आई थिंक नाउ चैट इट्स वेरी क्लियर द c4 स्क्वायर इज गोइंग टू बी आर home spot to transfer our pieces. So knight a4 kind of suggests itself to basically open the bishop and also try to bring the knight to c4 after takes long term. So that's the main thing. Quick summary of all matches. Let's do an update of all 4 games one by one. Game 1, VD against Yakubov. Last time, I think VD lost in this match against Yakubov. It was in the group stage. It was a dead draw. He lost in the endgame. Right now, it seems to be slightly better for white, but it's not such a big deal. One slight mistake and it would be completely equal. So I would say VD is holding. Next is Nihal, who has a dead equal position, but he's also opted for something very solid on purpose. So maybe he has some plan. And considering he played really well yesterday, I would say it should be equal, but I would back Nihal to finally get in form and win a few games. SL, however, was slightly worse, and he still is. And it all boils down to this knight. Can he bring this knight to f6 or b6? That is the ultimate question. If he gets that time, he'll be better even in many cases because his structure is more solid. White has double pawns, this blocked bishop. This bishop also not doing something spectacular right now. He has no pawn breaks. So if this was here, I would say SL is absolutely fine, if not better. So it's all about this knight rerouting this somewhere. Next is Setu against Vakidov. I think here Setu is again better. He plays the move knight c2, makes a lot of sense. I think maybe bishop e2 here was a bit better, threatening g5 directly, because if you play g5 now, chat, where do you go with this knight? Question for you, chat. Where do you put this knight now? Very important question from defensive point of view. Nihal, indeed. 40 नहीं रे 30 साल का हो रहे हैं, और एमबीए लोग उतनी उम्र में करते हैं रे. एवरेज एज 30 होती है भाई यूरोप में. घर से ही ऑनलाइन था रे. Exactly. H5 is the move, and knight H5 basically not only does it have some attacking squares now, but it also blocks the H pawn. That's very important. So you can't push H4, H5 anymore. And if bishop E2 now, for example, I can simply play knight G3 and I will remove this strong bishop, and it will take you much longer now to attack. And you also block your queen's path, so it will be much longer path now. And that's why you kind of want to play bishop E2. But he played knight C2, also a logical move. It's good enough for a slight edge. So Setu so far is doing fine. Let's see what happens. Going back to VD's game, chat, VD's game has always been very important in this match, and he's been the star player of India. Like, I would say SL has been the star player, VD has been the, I don't know what's the correct word to use, but he's been the leader, so to speak. Like, he's defeated the strongest players. So without VD, there's no way we would have reached here, because he defeated Mamidarov, NVL, and also Hans, which is a very impressive lineup. Kolkata nahi ja raha yaar. हो जाएगा. ऑल द बेस्ट. थैंक्स अ लॉट यार. फिजिकली और मेंटली नहीं मैं फिजिकली 40 में मेंटली 20 तो 30 हो जाता है भाई. बैकबोन तो एसएल है. एसएल हैज बीन द मोस्ट सॉलिड, देयर इज नो डाउट. डिफरेंट वाइब्स ऑन सेतु, लेट्स सी. ऑनलाइन था नहीं भाई. कॉन्फिडेंस पॉइंट ऑफ इंडिया वीडी इंटरव्यूज ऑसम आयुष भाई. अच्छा क्या विच समोसा की चटनी टेस्ट करने का इंटरव्यू देने गए थे क्या? नहीं भाई. Come on. 37 minutes for VD, 31 for Yakubov. VD seems to be taking his time in this moment. I would say, honestly speaking, VD has to shine. I think there's no doubt. Even yesterday, he was the one who defeated MVL in the first round, and that's why India won. So he has to be shined, basically. SL mistake, really? I hope not. Going to the SL game quickly. Okay, so B4 he has played, and that's a mistake. Because now, before black can stabilize, if white were to play a couple of waste moves like h3, king h2, black would be absolutely fine. But now white can either play queen to a1, directly attacking the bishop, or he can even play a crazy move like d4, trying to break in the center while we are basically not coordinated at all. I mean, how do you catch? Let's say take with this pawn. I think that makes the most sense. Now comes bishop f4, and let's say, what do you do now? Like, I just don't see how you develop. I mean, bishop f6 maybe, but now bishop a4, and it's a bit awkward. Queen c7, queen e2, and somehow it feels like हमारे पास square ही नहीं है. We have no squares for our pieces. This bishop has literally 0 squares. So I think it's like it's a very complicated position. White has more than sufficient compensation for the pawn. So, but will Vokidov play like that? It's not so clear. It's a very difficult way to play for white, to sacrifice the pawn with d4. And queen a1 is the other strategy. He can go for this. But then, of course, bishop b7. And then you can play bishop a4, for example, to attack the queen. But the question is, how does white break through? It's not simple at all. So, very interesting game. Objectively, white is better with some perfect moves. But it's very difficult for a human to find in a rapid game or a pseudo-rapid game. ब्लंडर अगर उसे होता तो इंडिया कब की. बट थिंग इज कि फिर इंडिया के भी टॉप सारे प्लेयर नहीं खेल रहे ना. वी कुड हैव हैड अ 2700 टीम हियर. वी कुड हैव हैड अर्जुन, वी कुड हैव हैड गुकेश, वी कुड हैव हैड हरि कृष्णा. तो फिर तो इंडिया जीती ना. सो वी कैन नॉट कंपेयर कि उनके पास 17 होता तो वो अच्छा खेलते. आई थिंक दैट्स नॉट अ फेयर कंपैरिजन. मेरा नाम ग्रीन में आ रहा है. मतलब मेंबरशिप जीते हो भाई आप. ये बंदा मेंबरशिप किसी ने अक्षर भाई ने गिफ्ट करी थी यार. हे पूर्वी, हाउ आर यू? अरे पूर्वी, लॉन्ग टाइम भाई. पुराने लोग काफी आ रहे हैं. हाउ आर यू पूर्वी? Purvi was a subscriber when we had 500 subs. कैसे? और she won a tournament as well. Yo Soj King भाई कैसे हो? I can give you recommendation if you need. Thank you. Actually मैंने इस वाले के लिए apply कर दिया, but definitely thanks for letting me know भाई. I'll definitely contact you भाई. Hey sir, आज speeches आज नहीं है भाई. There's no speeches today. आज खाली lazy chess है भाई. Going to the game of Vidit. Still really is thinking. He's taking his time. Interesting decision. Yo, शौनक भाई क्या हाल है? मुकेश भाई एनिमे मूवी का हीरो लगता है. Someone please gift me a membership. That's the problem of YouTube. You can't gift one particular member a membership. That is the only issue with YouTube. Baki, that's the issue here. How many subs do you have when you add sub? I don't remember, by I think probably 3,000. I think we got a majority audience around 2K subs. I think जो बहुत लोग consistently आ रहे हैं. Nice, Arnav bhai. अच्छा क्या सूरज भाई, अच्छा क्या? Tell me an Indian player who you believe can defeat Firuz Shah, Raja, Hikaru or Abdul Sattarov. In over the board chess, probably I would go with Vidit or Arjun or Gukesh. And in online chess, I would go with Nihal. Namaste Ritesh bhai. अरे हाँ, by the way, chat, you can also make some predictions. भाई Beast Chats भाई ने कुछ बढ़िया prediction करी है. You can probably even win some membership or something. Do check it out भाई. एक अरीना का लिंक उन्होंने डाला है. I will pin it also. You can check it out भाई. Prediction करो इंडिया के स्कोर के लिए और धूमधाम में बंगला, गाड़ी, नौकर सब कुछ नहीं, बट कुछ ना कुछ membership जीती जाओगे भाई. Check it out भाई. I came at 10K subs. Nice. Which company interview? Company नहीं था यार. SL drop positions. Thanks a lot Beast bhai for the support bhai, for working hard on that. Thanks a lot bhai. Going to the game of Nihal Sareem. भाई निहाल ने 95 रख दिया है. And chat, there's one thing consistent with the London system setups. Once the knight comes to a5, why it is rolling. And you know, he also exchanged the Daska bishops. And 95 आ चुका है. And I think Nihal is slowly getting a slight edge. Going to the game of SL Narayanan, who, by the way, b4 के बाद he played bishop a4, which is, well, not the best move. And now queen a3. So SL has got the time he needed. Now it's time to play f5 and then slowly just try to uncouple his pieces. These are very weird pieces. The knight needs to be somewhere here, and the bishop needs to be somewhere here or here. So maybe this will be the best square. So these needs to be improved. If he can, he has a better position. Look at this backward pawn. I mean, he has more space on the queen side in the center. So there are no pawn breaks yet, at least for now. So I think if he can improve his pieces, he'll be better. I am from the future. India China future final, and Setu wins gold for India. Nice. Which squares do you occupy 5 pieces? I think this knight has to be here ideally. That looks a bit difficult, so probably this will also do. Okay, we are 1 down already. Matlab? 1 down matlab, where are we losing? We cannot lose anywhere. No reason for losing, by. We have to win. VD is equal. Nihal is equal. SL is also equal now. And Setu is, okay, queen c5 played, and Setu is slightly better. Setu is the only one who's better so far. Bhai, Setu hi acha khel rahe hai, bhai. Setu hi acha khel raha hai so far. He's played the best opening so far. Ironically, you know, you might say he was the guy to probably not play the best chess, but he is playing. Bhai, but okay, Badla is the wrong word again. We need to play good chess against Uzbekistan. They have really played so well in the recent times. It's time to show Uzbekistan that what a beast India is. Bro, आज मैं chess को journals थे and I won. Awesome, Arnav bhai, congratulations. मैंने से Gukesh कब है? भाई वो I think it's in I think बाकी सारे matches speed chess के are in December. I don't think we have any more matches right now. I can let you know the dates if you want to. Cup speeches के matches हैं. So next match is Carlson Gukesh on December 6th, and then Nihal against Anish on December 7th. So we have a rematch of Nihal versus Anish, and ये matches होंगे. So speed chess में भी time है. Unfortunately, Arjun got knocked out, but okay, he put up a really tough fight. Nodibek नहीं खेल रहा यार. Don't play that good. We still want to make fun of you. If Setu has that king, we will surely do that for fun, but let him win the game anyways. Tarasil में chess festival में blitz जाने जा रहा हूँ. कुछ tips. Work on tactics like crazy one day before. Get a chess.com membership or just do tactics on Lichess and crazy tactics करते रहो बस. उसके में वो मेरे हाथ में नहीं है ना भाई. Did we win? अभी तो शुरुआत हुई है मेरे दोस्त. आज भी रात तक चलेगा भाई. Crazy. We are 1 hour away from knowing the result of the first round at least. Setu so far playing the best chess. Pura pressure डाला है. G5 is incoming, and then H4, H5 and so on. It seems like Setu is crushing. Even F6, by the way. Just breaking open the F file might be a good move after G5. So going to the Vidit game, what's happening there? So after Bishop B2, he played the most logical move, Rook A C8, which is very logical. I would not call this an inaccuracy at all. But I think it's all fine. Engine पे उतना focus नहीं करना चाहिए. Human moves are also important. Sasi should have played. Maybe. I would have also fielded Sasi, I have to agree. But if Setu can win, I think then maybe the Indian captain, who's I think Vaibhav Suri, has made a very smart choice by trusting Setu. I think sometimes, we don't have that feedback on how the players are feeling. You might feel pretty confident even after losing a game, or you might feel weak after winning a game. It can happen sometimes. And if Setu feels confident enough, well, he can play and he might just win today. Have you won against a Super GM? I have, but online mein. Not over the board, yeah. As for I got my long haircut, nice. Very smart or very bad? Exactly. It's either a very good decision or an incredibly bad one. Chess when you did that India made an upset against France. Is that fair? No, I think they did. I think on paper, just by a slight margin, but France was the favorite. I think that is true. It was an upset. In fact, for example, यहाँ पे, technically on paper, India is the favorite. For example, board 1 पे, India is ahead. Board 2 पे, India is ahead. Board 3 पे, India is ahead. And board 4 पे, India is ahead. But even then we know how strong Uzbekistan is. But if Uzbekistan wins, that will be an upset because they are the lower seed. So it always works on the ratings. Can you now become a GM? GM, but now it's not on my to-do list for now. I think it requires a different path which I want to take, but let's see. Can you now become... okay. I don't think... Upset, yeah. I think it's like, you always want to dramatize results. I think that's a way to dramatize. I think that's the... they don't want to insult the Indian team, man. Chess 24 staff is the most awesome I've seen. They're really cool. Wilder will have black almost all the time. No, he will have white in the next round. Because it's 2 matches. So next match he will have white. And then tie break maybe he'll have white or black. We'll see. If it happens. Going to the SL game, bhai, kya chal raha hai? By the way, after this move, Queen E2, he played bishop. I think he was scared of D4 because this bishop is hanging. So after D4, if you take, I can just take with the knight, and if you take, I take on E7. So that's why he plays bishop F6. But now he can't play F5. That's one problem I have with this move. But still holdable. Going to Nihal's game. Oh, what happened, Ruko? After 95, 94, he just gave the bishop. What an interesting strategic decision by Nihal Sareen. D takes, and now he plays knight C4. He could have also played a move like, C4 or E3 and so on. Queen E3 also logical to put pressure on this pawn. He plays knight C4. Maybe the knight will go to E3 now. That is a point to keep in mind. And also kind of, prevents E5 for the time being. It's not allowed. Let's see how it works. Going to the Vidit game again. After the move Rook C8, Queen E2 was played a white. I think it's time to basically go A6 or knight A5 and try to control C4. Yeah, the game is messy, man. The game is messy, but the entire world is falling messy now. Do you want to become a GM? In a hypothetical world, yes. But I think at the end, GMs, nowadays, chess has changed quite a bit. There are so many GMs. And to have an influence over the chess world as a GM, it's highly difficult. I think any GM below 2650 in India right now probably has very limited influence apart from Srinath Bhai, I think. I think you need to be above 2650 to make an influence. And that is just too hypothetical, I think. It requires so much investment, which is not possible. Sethu blunder. Arey, oye, Rudranil Bhai, agar ye galat hua, so Rudranil Bhai ko kabhi mod nahi milega, bhai. Kabhi mod nahi milega, at least अगले 2 महीने. हाँ भाई, अफवाहें फैलाई जा रही हैं रुद्रनील भाई द्वारा. उनका मॉड 2 महीने कम से कम कैंसिल भाई. भाई दिल के साथ नहीं खेलना. No, I know you guys, but it's not technically. I think World Cup से compare करना मुश्किल है because यहाँ पे सारी teams are kind of similar rated. कोई भी team ऐसे clearly weak है ही नहीं. So if you call an upset, here upset means a different thing, I think. Thank you, Manasi. Glad to have you on the channel, yeah. Welcome back again. Vidit SL losing? I don't think so, chat. SL seems to be... Okay, knight G5 played. That's an interesting choice. But to be honest, this is cool. Now at least I get rid of one piece. Just take the knight. Just take the knight and use this time to basically develop the pieces quickly, SL. Let's just go for it because he needs that time. Time is the ultimate resource for SL here. Going to the game for Nihal Sareen, still in the same position. E5 played. Okay, we'll come back to this. Going to the VD game. By the way, VD has played rook to D7, which is a bit of a slow move because D4 is right now really well defended. I think he's just playing it very solid, but I think white is better now. Rook e1 and white is launching up, gearing up for an attack. Whether it will come, how it will come, knight h5 seems to be a plan, coming up very soon. Rook f3 after that, and you can see, knight h5, queen h5, rook f3. You can see how suddenly the attack can build up very quickly. You won't even realize it. Ask the Indian team, and they definitely say it's not an upset. No, it's not an upset in the traditional term, but it's an upset overall, I think. Matlab, if the definition of upset means something else, I think it's not the same as cricket or anything else. You have to change your definition a little bit, but I think you can change our definitions. इतना stress लेने की जरूरत नहीं है. 29K करो भाई, like subscribe करो भाई, let's go. How do you see yourself in next 5 years? ये उन्होंने पूछा नहीं, but it's a very common question. मैंने खुद ही पहले बता दिया भाई. How to differentiate between good moves and best moves? I think best moves are one which put the most pressure on your opponent. So, for example, if you have choices between two moves, one which is going for, let's say, a normal endgame, slightly better. One is like going for an attack on the king side. Even though the Indian might prefer this other one, I think for a human, attacking, going for the attack might be more practical. Not practical, more ambitious. घर पे ही था यार, ऑनलाइन था. What's your age? कितने साल का लगता हूँ? How old do I look, राज भाई? बताओ यार. SL equalize. Simple trick just that player blundered, player will change the board. ये क्या है यार? Divya, don't do this. In the name of chess. Rook d1 played. He goes to a1, d1, okay. 69, ये लिखो भाई. आ गए भाई. 30 is the correct age. Yes. Chess flex किया कि नहीं? भाई flex क्या करूँगा यार? Flex करने वाला कुछ है नहीं. सेतु lost. अरे यार ऐसे मत करो यार. Don't do this in chess. Let me check SL में क्या चल रहा है. SL is still thinking. Okay, Setu. By the way, after the move, if he flipped the board quickly, Queen Bishop e2, Knight e5 played. But I think he has to play g5 now. Let's go for it. Don't back down, Setu. Don't get scared of any such moves. Just go for it, man. Attack the knight. Ask the question कि भाई कितने चले तुम आज? 23 के लगते, एक कह रहा है 40 के लगते. भाई इतना रेंज कैसे हो सकता है रे? इतना रेंज कैसे हो सकता है भाई? अब क्या मीन निकाल लूं मैं? इंटरव्यू बढ़िया था भाई. ऑस्ट्रेलिया नहीं जा रहा है यार. यूक्रेन लॉस्ट. यूक्रेन इज नॉट इवन प्लेइंग. इट्स चाइना अगेंस्ट स्पेन and India against Uzbekistan. Setu will win if he trusts his nerves. That's the thing. No, that's the issue. When you are low on confidence, you don't tend to trust your nerves. You second guess yourself, and that's why I was worried about Setu. That's the only reason. I am Divya, male or female? Not a single person takes my name correctly. Yeah, but I saw your photo. I could see you are male, but I don't know how to pronounce it though. Divya, I guess. Divya, right? My bad. My bad. VD game. Arey, VD. Chalo bhai. After queen to d8 played, it still seems to be better for white. He has this strong center, two bishops, attacking chances. But can white create chances? Like, optically, it looks all very good, but how does he put on the pressure? Come on. H3, a bit slow, but a logical move. Going to the game of Nihal Sareen, E5 played. He's still thinking what to do here. The thing is, if you take, I can take on D2, and then knight takes and rook takes the pawn. And black kind of liberates himself, but still, it's a good knight against bad bishop scenario, so to speak, because most of white's pawns are on light squares, and the bishop is also a light square bishop. So that means the bishop will have less mobility, and that means Nihal should be slightly better, especially considering this pawn is also a bit weak and can be attacked. Married or unmarried? By unmarried. Do you watch other sports other than cricket? I tend to watch. I have a brief interest in every sport, like be it tennis, cricket, football, like badminton, like up to date to samay jata hu, but at the end I'm hardcore like chess fan, yeah. So if you ask me about everything, I think I can only tell you about chess. Spain is just crushing China. Kya baat kar rahe ho? Oh wow, Spain is better on one board. Yeah, interesting. China might also have a tough fight. SL is thinking. SL is taking his time. He just needs to pick this up knight. Take this, and slowly read out bishop b7, next f6, knight f7, and slowly exchange one more bishop maybe, and he seems to be fine. Now. Going to the game of Setu. He's still thinking in this position. He's ahead on the clock by 8 minutes. Let's go g5 Setu. Is he listening? Oh my god, I have a secret path on Setu's muscle memory. Chat, और क्या सेतु को बताना है? Please let me know. I'll pass it on. Vishy sir is reading Chinese name. Chinese. अच्छा, he also has to cover that event, no, that match. हाँ. Chat miss कह रहे हैं सॉली भाई क्या मिस कर दिया मैंने यार. एक बार आंसर कर दो. पर्सनल all prediction correct on angel gets अरे ये कह रहे. Chat, by the way, you can make predictions. The message is pinned. You can make some prediction and see कि मतलब maybe you'll win something. Who knows? I don't know क्या prize है. 20 stats ने suspense में रखा है. You can predict कि कौन जीतेगा and you might win something out of it. So do predict. And it'll be a fun experiment to see भाई कि मतलब if you can actually guess all the results or not. Yeah, even I'll do it. So game 1, let me predict results. Let me do it myself. रुको, let me do it. I'll take the initiative. So game 1, I expect it to be a draw. Game 2, I expect Nihal to win. Game 3, I expect a draw. And game 4, I expect it to win. Let me vote for it. Okay, done. You can predict also, chat कर सकते हो भाई, link pinned है, you can check it out. ठीक है, चलो, that's done. Coming back. Link is pinned in the chat, भाई, it's pinned in the chat. सेतु को हारने के पीछे आपका हाथ है भाई. मेरा हाथ पैर सारे मेरे पास है भाई, कहीं मेरा हाथ पैर जा नहीं रहे. Just saying. Why Magnus is not playing World Championship? Because I think he doesn't like the effort it takes to have that entire journey of spending 4-5 months. That's the issue, yaar. He wants to just focus on individual tournaments and not like this World Championship. हाँ, बहुत effort लगता है. सेतु को पूरी line दो. I think he's played H5. The first thing is you have to take this knight, I think. ये knight तो मारना ही मारना है. And black will of course take back. So now you can see clearly. And chat, we have just opened black's G file. Our next target should be very clear to you. कौन बताएगा कि क्या खेलना चाहिए white को? What is the best move? This is the link by you can predict the results by. This is the link. You can go and predict the results. Who will win in this match? Link pinned है भाई. Link pinned है. I've already pinned it, chat. Close the stream, open it again, you'll see the link. Rook F1 is all okay, but we want to open the file first, and that's why even though you can play moves like these, because black is also threatening some things now, it is F6 indeed. You don't care about sacrificing the pawn. If black is daring enough to capture with the king, let him do so. Queen H6 check, king E7, and you can imagine knight D5 being strong, Rook F1 being strong, Rook D5 being strong, and it all is winning. So going back, here black should probably go back to H8. That's the only move. And now white can take on D6, queen takes, rook takes, and it is better for white regardless of the endgame because the pawn is basically limiting the black king, keeping it in a locked shell, and that means these pawns can basically try to queen long term, and white is clearly better. You can't even take this pawn because the bishop is hanging. So it seems like Setu has a great position if he can play some good moves in the coming. If he plays really well in the next 5 moves, I think he might just have a winning position. Ronaldo fans have beaten up a dude for tearing the national flag because he refused flag of Switzerland. Oh, नौकरी लगी तो स्ट्रीम बंद करके. नहीं यार, नौकरी नहीं है रे, वो है अगले सितंबर है. वीडी सर गोस्टिंग इन बिग गेम्स. अरे गोस्टिंग नहीं है रे, गोस्ट तो तुम्हारी वो बंदी करती है तुम्हें. That is ghosting. By the way, after H3, H6 played, which is logical, you kind of don't have pressure on H7, but when you play G4, G5, it might also be a pain. So King H2 played. Clearly G4 is on the cards for white. You can see it. Knight H5 takes, and then G4, G5 is on the cards for white. Chat stream like kar do bhai. Let's get to 300 likes. Jaldi se. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe bhai. Nihal should teach art with the number of times he draws, but he did win a critical game yesterday, so I think maybe he's back in form. Meanwhile, China also struggling a little bit. एक board पे China worse, एक board पे China better. Against like a poll खोलो, Vakidov playing both against S and Setu, but Vakidov है भी तो दो. Vakidov दो है रे. Actually, Vakidov is playing against SL and Vokidov is playing SL and Vakidov is playing Setu, but ठीक है, we understand. Yeah, Queen E7 is a possible move, but right now it's white to play. VD is just waiting. He's just waiting. Yeah, he's just trying to wait and see what white will do. I ever played against VD? I have played in a Simul. I played that Simul, जो chess based Simul था, and I drew against Anish Giri and with Gujarati. So you know, very strong. Very nice game. Going to the game of Nihal Sareen, by the way. Oh, that happened. So D5, Queen D2, Knight D2, Rook E5. It seems like black has activated his pieces now, but at the end, only white can win this, I assume. unless he makes some obvious mistake. Put the knight on e3, knight c4 again, makes logical sense. Attacking this, putting pressure on these weak squares. And you can also come back to e3 where it attacks the bishop, yeah? So it all feels fine. Going to the game of SL Ryan now. By the way, we have a lot of moves here. SL took on g5, good, excellent move in fact. Bishop takes, f6 played, excellent move. Bishop e3, bishop b7, again amazing move. Rook to a1. Now he plays bishop c8, but knight f7 was also a good move. Okay, this is also fine. Bishop b5, and now chat. Believe it or not, SL is slightly better. SL is slightly better because, as I said, he has more space on the queen side, in the center, and he has potential to attack on the king side. So even though white has the a file, kya kar loge a file ka? So I think SL has chances. He plays bishop d7, also logical. Don't trust Solly. Interesting. Never mind, मैंने ही नाम गलत पढ़ा है. वाह वाह Solly भाई वाह. Tiku now looking at chat after he says he drew in a simul. नहीं भाई बिल्कुल looking. With losing, क्या बात कर रहे हो भाई? Chat, it's not losing. तुम बाहर देख रहे हो. Remember, देखो. Imagine करो you had a computer to tell. Imagine, I'm sure you've given exams in school, right? Imagine you had a computer which could tell you the exact answer to a question. Like the exact answer to a question. Now, it doesn't mean ki your the Ranchor Das Chachat or the Chatur Ramalingam of your chat of a class will find it, right? It doesn't mean that. So, engine se bharosa mat karo. Looking at it practically or from my eyes, I am still not sure how white wins this. It is better for white clearly with space, bishops, everything. But white still has to find some good moves. And for example, the engine's first preference is dc5, which to me makes no sense. Center ka hai dena bhai. And you can see, I think the plan is to take and play c4. That kind of makes sense to me now. But you can see how it's a difficult choice to make. Chess commentary kar rahe bhai. COVID batch mein to sabne hi yahi kara. Any chance Nihal converts into win? Yeah, there are possibilities. I can imagine that happening, but it will require some help from his opponent for sure. Agar VD agar to we are winning kar लगता. No, I would not do that. If VD was white here, I would not say he's winning. It's very similar to what he had against, I think, MVL with the white piece yesterday. I did say he was better, but not winning. Prize money is not important in these tournaments because they are national events जहाँ पे टीम की तरह इंडिया खेल रही है. It's all about winning the event and gaining that medal. Yeah, Queen F2 played. See, I told you it's not easy. The bar suddenly went down from 1.7 to literally 0.9. You can see how it's not easy for white. It's not easy, chat. I told you. Vidi will win this move with his left hand. Nice. Uzbek team is strong. Vidi will hold. Will not short. No, draw is fine. If Vidi draws this, I'll be very happy with this result because he's definitely worse. If he can draw this with the black pieces, well enough. I think that's fine. Because this time, Sethu had a better position. What happened? He took on h5. Good move, Sethu. Excellent. But now he needs to find f6. I think that's a very obvious move to the common eye. And he's seen it 100%. The only question is maybe he's considering other moves as well. Imagine India winning Jerusalem. When was the last time India won anything there? I think India has not won a team event for a while now. I think Olympiad was the last one because of the pandemic. We have not seen many team events. And Olympiad was the last one. India could not win the gold. And Uzbekistan was the winning team there. So this is the opportunity to basically just declare, tell to the world that India is the best team. Sethu being the only is a slap to a faces. But a slap which I will gladly take, just like Mahatma Gandhi took those slaps. I will take those slaps. दूसरा गाल भी मैं आगे कर लूँगा भाई कि भाई बस मतलब सेतु जीते भाई. That's a mistake I will be happy to admit कि भाई Sethu was in form. Going to the game of VD, apparently he is again in trouble. No, Chad, it's fine. He's still fighting. Going to Nihal's game, nothing has happened since then. Both players have equal time. Going to the game of SL now, Bishop D7 के बाद, White took on D7, logical sense, Queen takes, and H6. Now you see how White lost the bishop pair, lost the pawn breaks. The only advantage White has is literally the A file. That's it. अगर ये रुक यहाँ होता, I would literally say Black is just going to win. So chat, for now, SL seems to have the initiative. And if I had to bank on this, I would put SL winning chances as 40%, draw as 40%, and White winning as 20%. So I think SL has good chances. Knight f7, excellent move again. SL is playing some spectacular chess. Going to the game of Nihal Sareen, again seems to be equal. Not much has happened. Going to Setu, he finds f6. Setu finds, the women's team has won the world team. Women's team has won, India, the men open team hasn't. f6 played, ef6 played, and now Setu just take the pawn. Take the damn pawn. No, there is prize money. Pulkit bhai, there is prize money. It's just that I don't care about it honestly, because from my perspective, the prize money will given to the players, the federation. For us as a viewer, I think it's more important that SL India jeete. I think there is prize money for sure. They will win enough money. If SL wins, VD will win too. Yeah, they have this. होता है ना वो, ये दोस्ती हम नहीं तोड़ेंगे, जीतेगा तू अगर मैं भी साथ में जीतेंगे. SL and VD has this, you know, भाईगिरी चल रही है कि भाई दोनों साथ में जीतते हैं. 20% भी क्यों दे रहे हो? 20% देना पड़ेगा. The position is not that better. Meme material है. Going to the VD game, King H8 played by VD. This is a very complicated position, chat. Interview अच्छा गया भाई. Let's see, अभी 1 महीने पता लगेगा क्या होता है. It will take time for them to figure out. It's competitive, so I hope I get in. Do you think when you say pawn, it will say pawn? No, I don't think so. Closing poll in 5 minutes, chat. जल्दी से blink pin, visa click कर दो. You can predict the scores. जल्दी प्रिडिक्ट करो. आपको क्या पता, बंगला, गाड़ी, जायदाद तो नहीं मिलेगी, बट कुछ बढ़िया प्राइस मिल सकते हैं भाई. डू पोल देयर, लिंक भी शेयर किया, पिन्ड भी है लिंक. आई विल पिन इट अगेन. यू कैन डेफिनेटली गो एंड चेक इट आउट, चैट. चेक करो कि प्रिडिक्शन कैसी होती है भाई. कैन यू प्रिडिक्ट ऑल द विनर्स? 7.5 बन जाएगा भाई. King H8 का आइडिया ये है कि just to kind of get the king out of this pin, any sort of attack. But I think at the end it's probably going to not be a good plan because White has so many plans here. भाई कितने बच्चे हैं तुम्हारी? 0 भाई. भाई बंदी तुम ले गए तो बच्चे भी तुम ही करोगे ना करण भाई. ये क्या लॉजिक हुआ? Can't believe I'm saying this, but come on Setu, win this for us. Exactly, Setu can win this, chat. He can win this. तेरी जीत मेरी जीत, तेरी हार मेरी हार. Exactly. Going to the game, chat. Let's do a roundup. If the match were to end right now, what would be the results? So with this game clearly worse, we will have to give the point to Uzbekistan. Next, Nihal, dead draw, so equal. Next, SL, Queen G4 played and now F5. SL is better. SL is clearly better. Now he's not as better as VD is losing, but he's better. So I will give it 0.75 maybe. And then we have Setu also, who's equally better. So I think it's looking 2-2 right now. Tied enough. So interesting, yeah. Let's see क्या होता है. अगर tie हो गया, that means tie break होने के chances बहुत कम है. Because yeah, 2-2 दोबारा होने के बहुत कम chances है. Repeat नहीं होगा. If you like the video, will forget us. नहीं यार, I'll still stream भाई. They even asked me like, will you continue this if you get selected? मैंने कहा, I will of course continue it in a like कम करूँगा. I'll do it less, but I'll definitely do it on the weekends and so on. भाई stream करेंगे यार. एक ही राउंड है ना भाई? 2 राउंड है भाई. 2 राउंड है. पोल कब तक ओपन रहेगा भाई? पोल बस 7:30 में बंद हो रहा है भाई. 20 स्टार्ट 7:30 डेट है उनकी, तो यस 7:30. They know you stream. Of course they know. They might even check the channel for sure, 100%. Actually, VD के against वाले की advantage सेतु से ज्यादा है. No, I know. VD का मतलब सेतु and ऐसे combined kind of adds up. बर्लिन गेट से करना नहीं यार. कौन सी कंपनी में? अरे कंपनी नहीं था यार, एमबी का था. King H8 played VD के opponent, still he's thinking 19 minutes each. Chat, VD को bishop exchange करना है यार. I don't know how he does it. He needs to exchange this bishop. Maybe Queen C8 bishop A6 if it's possible. I don't know if it works. जर्मन नहीं रहे, इंग्लिश अभी जर्मन कहाँ आती है मुझे, सीखनी पड़ेगी. Is Gorekshan the world champion? I don't know यार. By the way, F5 के बाद Queen D1, Queen E7, the best move again. Dude, how is he doing this? Like SL, chat, can we all agree? SL is a positional strategic genius. I think it's all obvious by now. Like how he has played in this tournament, I would place him at least as strong as, you know, Nihal and Purag in classical. At least. Clearly, he's played some amazing chess. I mean, he's very good, like very underrated indeed. I can totally imagine him even being the next 27 after Prague. I think Prague is closer, so he will get there first, most likely. And next, it might be SL, I think, before Nihal. By the way, Rook A6 played, and I think this does not do anything for white because how do you attack D6 again? There is no way. You will need to bring the queen to C6, and then at the end, I will just play Rook F6, and you will sit here wondering कि इतना धंधा पानी किया कुछ हुआ नहीं. Hits B's are better than hands. Sri Lanka खेल रहा है ना? Sri Lanka is not playing. Going to someone going for MBN 50s. Hey, Karan bhai, hey, बंदी दी ना, अब चुप. उसकी बातें से ये उसको सुनाओ तुम. इस जाको न्यू डूडा और रिचर्ड, I don't know man. डूडा ने जान खा रखी है. By the way, going to the game of with it again, let's have a look what's happening. White is still thinking, very interesting. इसमें समय को क्यों नहीं खिला रहे, पक्का जी जाते हैं. हाँ भाई, अभी समय को बुलाते हैं. अरे बात उसको. That was the only thing I was thinking. कि समय को खिलाना चाहिए. Against Uzbekistan. SL I think is like 24 or something, right? SL Narayanan age 24. Wow. Wow. Exact, yes. Karan the detective. Anyways, I want you to guess top 5 Indian Blitz player rating in order. I think first will be Arjun. Next will be Arjun, VD, Gukesh, Praghari. Vishy, excluding Vishy, of course. Like Vishy, assuming he's not playing seriously. Going to the game of chat. Let's do a roundup again. Bhai, karna padega. Nihal Sareen is still in the same position. His opponent is taking a long while to think. I think Sindarov knows this is a position जहाँ पे उसके जीतने के chances उतने हैं जितने मेरे I don't know क्या नाम है उसका दिशा पटानी को डेट करने के हैं. Very very low. It's hypothetically possible but very unlikely. So I think he's trying to come up with a plan जहाँ पे he is risking the least amount of stuff. Like he wants to play moves जहाँ पे he does not give white any chances. That's why he's taking some time here. Going to the game of SL. He plays queen f6, which is a decent move, I would say. Defends f6 and puts the queen on the f rank. Now b3 played from white, and I think it's time to go f4 now. And slowly playing knight g5, even g5, h5, but I think knight g5 also makes sense. Poll is closed. Those who prefer do link your Twitch and Discord account to various accounts. So winner, thank you. Thanks a lot, Beast Bhai, for doing this for us. And koi na koi jitega. Yo, Amrish Bhai. Thanks a lot. Beast Stats, OP Bhai. दिशा पटानी नहीं भाई फिर तो डेड लॉस एंड गेम जैसे होता भाई. उम्मीद इज ऑलवेज देयर इफ यू बिलीव. पीपल हु बिलीव इट, पीपल हु लाइक वो है ना भाई कोट, इफ यू थिंक यू कैन डू इट यू कैन डू इट, इफ यू डोंट थिंक यू कैन डू इट देन यू कैन डू इट भाई. आई बिलीव इन दैट भाई. ये भाई क्या हाल है? B3 played. Black is by the way 5 minutes ahead, and trust me on this, these 5 minutes are very crucial. Going to the game of Sethu Raman, he was the only guy who was better, but now he's thinking for a long while. Sethu, देखो भाई, देखो Sethu, देखो. I know you're under pressure, but trust your intuition, man. Trust your intuition. You know taking is best. Opening up the king should be best. Knight d5 is also tempting, but if you feel it's a good move, play it fast. Otherwise, what will happen is you will have no time to calculate the intricacies of the position at the end, and might be a problem. So just do what you feel is best. I have a knight d5 yo, but do it now. We don't have time, Sethu. No time, Sethu. Duda every time losing in finals of tournament. Yeah, I know, but I think Duda does it well against Indian players though. VD game. Chalo, let's go to VD game. Oh, by the way, Rook F1 played, and now A6 by VD, so he's trying to gain some space finally. But again, white is better. Sandeep Maheshwari nahi hu main yaar. Next coach for India Olympiad team. Yes, of course. Koi psychology ya coach चाहिए होगा तो I can definitely do that. So your guess is wrong, but it's kind of true, no? Arjun, I guessed first. I guess VD second. Okay. 2 guesses only correct. My friends are listening. Pawn be like, tarap hi na. Okay, going to Nihal's game now. I think Sindarov has slept. I think that's the only. इतनी भी complicated endgame नहीं है यार. इतनी भी complicated endgame नहीं कि बंदा deep सोच में खो जाए. भाई खेलो भाई. किसका है ये तुमको इंतजार निहाल है ना? खेलो ना भाई. You should be Carlson second. Who told you I'm not? Oh. Going to SL's game, by the way, f4 played. SL goes for the best move yet again. Queen g4 played. Knight h6 is the best move. He finds it. Dude, SL is on a roll. And I don't even mean like paneer roll. Like genuinely like on a roll, bhai. Crazy खेल रहा है लौंडा अपना. खतरनाक खेल रहा है भाई. सेतु equal again. अरे यार. Bring back Gorilla Tikku. नहीं नहीं भाई. Which city? Faridabad. I live in Faridabad. Sethu blundered. Sethu. अरे सेतु. अरे सेतु. क्या किया रे सेतु? अरे सेतु F5 आएगा तो फ्लाइट फाइल फिर से क्लोज हो जाएगा सेतु. अरे सेतु. सेतु सेतु सेतु. नो सेतु. ये क्या किया रे इसने? अरे यार, I think F5 is the problem now apparently. It's a very difficult move to see. EF5 and now apparently Queen C4 and black basically is forcing a queen trade. And that means you will never get to attack. If he had one more move, maybe he can push f6, g6 something. But he has no time. Are yaar se to... He did not trust himself. I think it's very obvious. Because it's like... You think gf6 should be good. You think knight d5 should be good. And then you want to think more and come up with an even better move than that. And you don't trust your intuition here. Queen f4 is just not working with f5. I think that's the issue. But of course, will black find it? I don't know. Maybe he won't. But f5 just holds it for black. It's completely equal now. Weird. टिक्कू should be with Indian Olympic team ताकि अगर टीम कभी हार के आए तो टिक्कू को देखने का सोचेंगे कि इससे तो बुरा. I think ऐसा नहीं सोचेगी टीम यार. Unfortunately, going to with this game. By the way, Bishop B1. So clearly, the attack is incoming. Chat. VD के king के ऊपर. Finally, White has decided what to do. लिया मैंने यार. I've taken it from a GM. I was in Europe for 7 months जहाँ मैंने थोड़ी कोचिंग भी ली थी. And I also took it other than that. बहुत महंगी होती है कोचिंग भाई. By the way, knight a5 played. And look at this. याद है मैंने 1 घंटा पहले कहा था व्हाइट का लॉन्ग टर्म प्लान है. क्या है वो प्लान चैट? क्या पॉन पुश करना है? कौन बताएगा? What did I mention one year कह रहा हूँ 1 hour back? Which is the pawn push he wants chat? भाई कुछ भी टाइम पास नहीं हो रहा. वीडी को बोलो बोर्ड गिरा दे. नहीं भाई बोर्ड नहीं गिराना है. ओपोनेंट को गिराना है भाई. यो हल्का कैसे यार? Yes, e4 exactly, and that's what he plays. He's gearing up for an attack. Knight c4 played by VD, trying to get one bishop, and white will not give it to VD. He plays bishop c1, best move yet again. And look at the center white has. It's so impressive. VD needs to break through. Maybe cd4, use the c file or b5, whatever it is. But I think an attack is incoming and it's going to be a devastating attack on the VD king. And VD will be lucky to survive this. Going to the Nihal Sarin game, it seems to be dead equal right now. But Nihal is 7 minutes up on the clock. So for now, loss for VD seems like a predicted result. Nihal draw, 1.5 in their favor. Next, SL seems to have a great position. 9 touches के बाद, and I think SL की जितनी position better है, it's slightly less than how VD is worse. So I would still say SL is most likely to win this. And going to the Sethu game, he spoiled it with Queen f4. And now it all depends whether black will find f5. If black doesn't find f5, I think Sethu is fine. He's still better. But if black finds f5, then it's going to be equal. इंडियन कैप्टन को बोलो कि बेहोश होकर सेतु के बोर्ड में गिर जाओ. अरे यार ये क्या था भाई? डबराल भाई ये क्या था यार? You know, seeing Sethu having small edge, I knew he will find a way to equalize. No, I think it's all about confidence, man. It's all about confidence. If he had confidence, and black does not find f5, luckily for Sethu, and he gets the queen f6 check now. Sethu, lucky बच गए भाई. मारो भाई ये pawn जल्दी से. SL winning, really? Let's have a look. Oh, he played queen d7. So he's going for d6. Chat, रुको. It's not clear if it's winning because यहाँ पे Sethu has only 2 moves. First is rook d8, but that is not in the spirit of the position. White will just go queen b5, queen a4, whatever it is, or even give a check, and it's going to be a double-edged sword. The best move here is knight f5, which is a interesting move and not easy to play somehow. I feel it's like, you know, yeah, the knight is stuck defending the pawn for now, so that means it's difficult to go on the initiative next. I think plan is queen g6 and knight h4 or f3. That should be the plan in general. But yeah, not an easy move to play. I think rook d8 also feels very tempting. Let's see if SL can play 95. Come on, SL 95. UPSC prep nahi, no interest bhai. Going to the game of अपना सेतु भाई मार दे यार, अब खत्म कर यार, इतना मत सोच भाई, इतना मत सोच भाई, अब मार दे भाई, एक्स्ट्रा नहीं सोचने का चैट. देखो, if a girl is asking you out and you like her, just say yes. Don't think कि भाई, you know what, my other options will go down, you know. I mean, maybe I can date Pamela Anderson one day. Like, ये नहीं होगा भाई, just go for it. यो सेतु को खिलाना रिस्की नहीं है, रिस्की है, but I think it might work out. Let's see. SL will find either one. Yeah, he will find either one, but I hope it's knight f5 and rook d8. VD को बोलो बोर्ड पे हिलाओ, सारे पॉइंट्स गिर जाएंगे. By the way, VD is the one we are struggling on. So let's have a look. CD4 played by VD. Interesting move, CD4. And now can he enter on the C file? That's the important question. क्या नेगी रिटायरमेंट से वापस आ रहे हैं? नहीं भाई. चैट, आज एक मेरे को चैलेंज ट्राई करना है. कैन वी गेट टू 500 लाइक्स? जल्दी से स्ट्रीम लाइक कर दो. आई जस्ट वांट टू सी फॉर टुडे, डज इट मेक अ डिफरेंस इन द स्ट्रीम, इन हाउ फास्ट इट रिकमेंड्स? आई वांट टू एक्सपेरिमेंट. स्ट्रीम लाइक कर दो एंड लेट्स सी इफ हाउ इट मेक्स अ डिफरेंस. कल से मत करना बेशक, इफ यू डोंट वांट, बट आज के लाइक कर दो भाई. आई रियली वांट टू एक्सपेरिमेंट, सी इफ इट मेक्स अ डिफरेंस. सेतु में भी लो ऑन कॉन्फिडेंस. ही इज, मे नहीं है, ही इज लो ऑन कॉन्फिडेंस. इट इज वेरी विजिबल. SL didn't find it. What did he play? I told you, right? I am a genius at human psychology. I might not be great at chess, but I'm great at human psychology. I told you knight f5 is not likely to happen on the board. I told you, buddy. Rook d8 is more likely to happen, and it happened. It's still better for black, I would say. It's still winning. Not winning, but like almost close to winning, I would say. But yeah, it's now a bit more difficult. आ सकते भाई, बिकॉज पीपल कीप चेंजिंग. नो, दे आर नॉट द सेम कंसिस्टेंट 500 पीपल भाई. इमेजिन अभी तो को खिलाना चाहिए था. नहीं यार, आई थिंक Sasikiran is the best choice. I would have gone with Sasikiran, but let's see how Sethu plays. He's still thinking. Sethu भाई 9 minutes है भाई. अगर Sethu ये हार गया ना, to be honest भाई, it will be very hard to defend. Sethu cannot lose this, because then we would literally lose the tournament. बहुत सेतु भाई, बहुत 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 गलत जाएगा भाई, प्लीज. बहुत 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 गलत जाएगा भाई, प्लीज. फिजियोलॉजी नहीं भाई, साइकोलॉजी. स्टिल बेटर देन प्रखर. चलो चैट 7 आंसर हो गए, तो मेरी तरफ से ये कह रहे should we take with the queen or pawn? I think both are tempting. Now pawn takes feels a bit more logical in first glance, but you have to remember that black के पास is always knight g6 option है. So you will never get to these squares. So I think taking with the queen is more logical, because after king g8, you kind of force the king to stay on g8. And now you have a spectacular move. Can you find that move, chat? Who will find it? Only move for Sethu to gain an edge. Who can find it? Strategic move, chat. Strategic move. 3 ऐसे लाइक कर दे भाई, और हमको अरे नाइस, थैंक्स लॉट यार. Yes, it is rook to d5. An interesting idea to basically attack the queen and double up and triple up rooks. And the thing is, if you take this rook, then I take with my beautiful knight, and knight e7 mate is threatened. And if, for example, you play rook e8 trying to defend this, I would play queen h6, threatening knight f6 and queen h7 mate. So clever strategic play there, but Sethu has to find it. He's using up a lot of time. 8. Going to the game. Oh, VD played knight to g8. Okay, that's not a good sign at all. Knight h5, queen g3 incoming. It's going to be very difficult for VD to hold this. Chat, look at all the pieces. Knight attacking on the king side. Queen attacking on the king side. Bishops attacking on the king side. Rooks ready to join in. So every single piece can join in if required. So clearly VD is struggling in this game. Luckily he's maintained his time on the clock. That's very important. If white were to go wrong, at least there's the possibility of coming back. That's important. Going to the Nihal Sareen game. Nihal Sareen game, chat, it seems to be liquidating into, well, a dead drawn position. So Nihal will draw. Going to SL. SL seems to have played rook d8 and knight f5. He found it in a better way. Sethu gaya? What? Chat, I have to be honest. I noticed knight d3 in a second. I noticed in a second because I was like, this rook is attacked by the queen. And suddenly I noticed कि knight d3 check आ रहा है. And rook takes के बाद queen takes g1. Isn't this just over? Oh, wait, because you don't have queen g5. Ruko. So what do I do here? Is knight d1 the plan? What do I do? Is rook d1? I think queen g5. So you have to keep the rook on d3. Ruko. So let's say Indian says king d2, which is, oh, come on. You're not playing king d2, right? You can't, because I thought it is possible. It's not possible because of rook g3 and white wins. So what else black can do? Maybe, for example, rook g8. Yeah, the Indian's preference is fine. And if you take with the pawn or queen, I just go back to f8. So yeah, maybe it's not so clear. Maybe Setu saw all of this and he thinks it's winning, but it's definitely not winning. It's definitely not winning. If Setu loses by, it'll be like, I think that's just sad if he wins. Then it was a very bad gamble and it was a bad decision to play him. I think at the end, our choices are only dictated by the results. We can say we had this information. SL mein kya ho raha hai bhai? Don't tell me he's losing now. Oh, SL is completely winning. Kya? Ruko. So knight f5, bishop c1. What the hell is bishop c1? Rook h6, excellent move, giving the king. It's very important. And now rook 8, just take the rook, put the king here and chat. Now the knight can come to d4, the queen can come to g6. I think practically knight against bishop, it's an easy win. Easy win for Setu, strategic win. And black has only one weakness, that's d6. White has 1, 2, 3 weaknesses, and that is what is going to win black the game. So that means Setu, SL I'm going to expect he wins. Nehal is a draw. Yeah, this is a dead draw. So 1.5 points आ रहे हमारे. बाकी आधा या 1 point कहां से आएगा भाई? विदित एंड सेतु में से आधा पॉइंट एटलीस्ट चाहिए, लेकिन दोनों हार रहे हैं. This is not done. We cannot lose 2.5, 1.5 in the first round. अबे यार सेतु Nihal is solid. I think draw is not so bad. I think the problem is that both are losing. Nihal can't expect Vidit, if two of your players lose, of course you don't deserve to win the match. Yeah, that is pretty obvious. So I think it's Uzbek team is doing so good without, also scary. Yeah, but Indian team also doesn't have Gukesh and Arjun and Hari Krishna. So it's not that deal. I think it's just the fact that they have very strong youngsters. Chat, by the way, वहां से China भी हार रही है. China is losing to Spain. They are losing on 2 boards, winning on 1 board. So China is also losing. क्या upset हो रहे हैं रे? China is completely lost on board 1. अरे यार, FIDE, come on man. I am सेतु को वापस इंडिया भेज दो. अरे यार, has a knack to spoil wing positions. Yeah, and that only happens when you second guess yourself. If he had confidence in himself, he would have taken the pawn. And now black better not play 93. Otherwise, Setu's gone. It'll be very difficult. Come on, Setu, but why rook g1? It makes no sense whatsoever. Because f5 फिर से possible है यार. Even if he did not have knight d as f5. Like, it makes no sense. Direct final को semi final हटाओ यार. एक टाइम में टॉप लेवल चेस में सिर्फ white जीता था. अब टाइम पे सिर्फ black जीतता है. I said losing Tikku Setu jinx. नहीं भाई, group stage, high group stage, direct final. इंडिया से दोनों की लगी पड़ी है. I know. Setu Dinesh Karthik. Actually, he is the Dinesh Karthik because he's been there for a long time. I don't know if that's a compliment or a diss, but he is the Dinesh Karthik of Indian chess. Nihal drew. Chat, Nihal has drawn. That's kind of expected. So Nihal has drawn with the white pieces. So he has one more draw to his tally. So it's half each. And I think SL is winning. He takes on 8 and plays king h7 and he's completely winning now. And bas queen g5, f3, knight h4. ये सारे plans use करने हैं. And you just have to win the game. बस ये pawn नहीं खोना. Until you have defended this pawn, he's completely winning. So SL will convert this, going to the game of Vidit. By the way, Vidit is struggling. After knight g8, knight h5 played, best move gf6, d5 and e5. Wow. अगर चाइना भी हार गया तो ब्रॉन्ज लेके जाएगा. Lot of win with the black pieces also. Exactly, Janvi. VD draw, please. I hope SL been winning a lot. Setu has been balancing him out. Yeah, but this is not fair. No, like SL is putting his life and like. I saw best move knight g3 was such a difficult move to play, yeah, because you go back with the knight. Hey, Yakubov खतरनाक player है यार. Yakubov, Nodirbek. Wow. Setu out Sahilin. हाँ, हारना है तो मैं भी कर सकता हूँ. Just kidding. Setu is a strong player, but of course, man, if you lose like 3 games. I think he's lost 2 so far, right? Am I wrong? Let me check what's his results so far. I can't see it. Chat, if you can let me know. Like, I think it's 1 draw, 1 loss, or 2 losses. I don't know. If queen takes g rook first, that is fine. Because if you take here, I will interpose queen f6 check first, and then I will take. So there's no knight d3 check. 1 loss, 2 draw. Okay. Next round भी है. Next round is 9:30 by. But ये round में पहले क्या होगा अभी कुछ पता ही नहीं है यार. It's all fancy. Black ने खेल दिया यार. और सेतु ने 1 सेकंड में मार दिया भाई. ये प्रिपरेशन थी क्या? या तो सेतु भाई एसआर के लेवल एक्टिंग का. बिशप g4. भाई साहब क्या मूव है. चैट रुको. यहां पे ब्लैक ने गलती कर दी. He just had to ignore this pawn. He panicked and took the pawn, and now it's equal. But white has to simply play queen to d2. That is an interesting move because you don't want to allow black to undouble his pawns. Queen d2 is a spectacular move. If Sethu finds queen d2, तो भाई Sethu OP in the chat बनता है. भाई बनता है. Queen d2 is a spectacular move. Very difficult to find this. Very difficult. By the way, I'm struggling to understand why not queen e3 instead. Maybe there's some pressure with rook e8, yeah? Maybe some pressure that way. But queen d2 is insane. That's an insane move, chat. Yeah, queen e3 I'm not able to understand. I think also looks logical, but I think there might be some pressure on this pawn and I cannot play rook e3 later on. So it might take away the square from the rook maybe. कि knight से capture करना पड़ेगा. Nice and new Anish drawing every game. I know. Come on, Sethu, man. Queen d2, 8 minutes भाई खेल दो यार. Sethu at least has some chances to draw now. He's not losing anymore. That's very important. Even queen g5 is close to a draw, chat. So he has some chances. Can VD somehow stage a comeback? Because SL is winning. Taimur the Great भी Uzbekistan से आया था. Lol, he conquered the whole North India. ये क्या भाई? History कब से पढ़ने लगे? 97 played. Chat, it's the final, I think 10, maybe 15 minutes of this round. Nihal has already drawn 3 more games to go. Vidit is completely lost. He seems to be struggling in this game. White played a marvelous game. Strategic attack, slowly but surely came up for VD's king, and VD could not handle it. But SL is fighting back. SL is winning on his own game, and he's even better than what VD's opponent has. So it seems like SL and VD will counter each other. It will be 1.5 each. And that means Sethu Raman's game becomes the most important one. And here queen to d2 is a spectacular move. The idea is to basically not allow black to undouble his pawns. And that is a very interesting strategic concept. Let's see what happens. Sethu has less than 7 minutes now. Luckily for Sethu, the queen trade will happen. So we'll go into an endgame where playing faster will become easier. So that's a good decision for Sethu. The queen trade ho raha hai. But yeah, let's see. And chat, this pawn structure is the only thing which gives Sethu an equal position. Yeah, you have some very good squares to occupy with your knights. Otherwise, black would be better with the exchange up. Oh, not exchange up. Yes, 2 knights for rooks. Oh, my bad. 100 Sethu doesn't find it. Come on, Sethu. $100. Chalo bhai. I will not bet $100, but I think just let's see if we are correct. Yeah, Sethu game is important. It's the most important game now. Check US Masters lineup. US Masters में क्या है भाई? कौन-कौन इंडिया कोई खेल रहा है क्या? इंडिया कैसे खेलेगा US Masters में? है क्या कोई? SL is Bahubali of this team. SL, by the way, chat, I think we all owe SL a lot of apologies because we have really not focused on his games a lot. It's just crazy. He's played so well, man. 14 Chess Base India recent video. India's is Pran. Somebody looks just like you. Really? I'll check it out, yaar. Negi खेल रहा है. Okay, interesting. Chat, stream like kar do. Let's get to 500 likes. And if you're here for the first time, do hit the subscribe button. Let us help us reach 30k subs. That will be a new milestone. Waiting for it for a long time. Sasi कह रहा हूँ. Sethu is still thinking. Queen takes is fine. But the thing is, once you trade the queens, where do you want black's pawn to be? You would rather have it on f6, double pawn, than have it on g5, where it's very close to basically coming to the queening squares. So that's why queen d2, basically not trading queens on your own terms. And if black takes, you take with the king and your king comes up the board. That's better. So going to the current position, this is the current position, and Sethu is calculating. Going to the VD game, VD seems to be still trying to fight on with his life. Fe5, good move there, trying to open the f file and controlling the d6 square for his knight. Bishop d3, knight maybe to g6 is also possible. Knight d6, maybe there's some pressure. Let's see how it works. Going to SL, dekho bhai. 7 minutes up on the clock and -4 violation position. Like, SL is just, of course, it's not still clear he'll win this. Like, he still has to find some good moves, but the fact that he's playing so well is crazy. Come on, let's go. Come on, Team India, you have to strike, man. You cannot lose the first game. That's very difficult to come back from. It's very difficult because you basically have to win the next match and then also win the tie breaks. That psychologically is very difficult to handle for anybody. We saw France also lose yesterday when they came back. So it's just very difficult to do psychologically. You're always tired. Knight h4 played. So queen f1 only move to defend mate for white. Now queen f1 played. And now will he play f3? Will he just play queen f5? Will he play e4? E4 is a bit risky because you open the bishop as well. So you have to be careful for counterplay. Will he play queen f5? g5? Who the hell knows? There are a lot of plans, I think, for black. All are good, but it's like it will take a while. So let's go to the Gujarati game. Vidit, by the way, look at this chat. Vidit has 8 minutes on the clock. Hats off to VD for maintaining that edge. If white makes a single mistake or a mistake for a couple of moves, VD can strike back. So hats off to VD for maintaining that edge on the clock. It's very important here. Very, very important. He's fighting back. White will be under pressure because of his time. That's it. Going to Sethu's game. He played queen e3. Now I have to guess it benefit out. It's very difficult to figure out why queen e3 is not the same as queen d2. I kind of understand this move. The fact that he find it, it's a good sign. It's a good sign. I thought rook f8 was the problem because now the e4 pawn will fall. Let's see what black plays though. टाइम का फायदा ये है कि यार जैसे ही वो 1-2 मिनट बचेंगे ना, you might be completely winning, but there's a high probability you spoil it because pressure पड़ता है दिमाग में जब खेलना पड़ता है ना OTB chess में. I have literally lost to flag downs a couple of times in OTB chess, classical chess. You basically just play a move, you press the clock, constantly check the clock, कितना time है, like it's too stressful when you have like increment, you're playing on increment. Although Sethu has low time, I'm not that confident Sethu's game chat. So far it seems to be that Uzbekistan might win 2.5, 1.5. We need comeback from either Sethu or either VD. We need somebody to come back. Why is Nihal drawing so much? I don't know. The fact that he won in Blitz yesterday was very important, so it's hard to criticize him. But yeah, he's definitely playing a lot of drawing game. But draw is better than win a loss by. He's not really lost too much. If India lose, then end stream and start again. Of course. Arjun को कोई बुलाओ यार. काश. Nihal has been drawing ever since he bet Anish. Did he like steal the power from Anish? Did Anish become like the new online genius? Sasi is not playing. I guess he lost the last game. They wanted to include somebody who has not lost yesterday because that plays on your mind a little bit. SL going to occupy all dark squares. Exactly. SL is definitely playing good chess. He also has time, but it's still not over. It's still not over. Going to with its game. VD also calculating. The time is coming closer now. Oof. Tense moments. Rook a c8 played. And now b3 probably just to kind of defend the c4 pawn. Yeah, let's go. Hey Chaitanya, how are you, man? Welcome to the channel, buddy. India stands 0 chance against Uzbekistan. If you read history. Dude. Maybe you are well versed on history, but I'm well versed on chess. I think on paper India is stronger, but of course Uzbekistan is a very strong team. It's not easy to beat them on any day, but I think India can. There's a possibility. I would have given India 65-35 chance to lose this match. Uzbekistan was clearly the favorite, even though not on paper. And Sethu ke baad 70-30 in Uzbekistan's favor, but still, that's objective evaluation. My heart says India should win this. You can take bishop, you can take it, but that bishop is gone anyways. It's not going anywhere. So first b3 makes a lot more sense to keep it flexible, not to give black the closure that, okay, this is what I'm going to play next. By the way, chat, China seems to be coming back and they might just draw this match. So that's interesting. China was completely lost on board 1 and now they are back. So there's always possible to come back in the last few minutes as long as you're not completely lost. It's so important, chat, to maintain that time pressure and not have a completely lost position. It's very important. लौट आओ सेतु, देश की मिट्टी बुला रही है तुम्हें. अरे ये क्या भाई, विदित हार गया क्या? नहीं, अभी खेल रहा है, अभी खेल रहा है. He plays rook d6, which is a bit of a awkward square for the rook, I would say. The knight belongs there. But rook g6 now, and white is calculating 5 minutes each. Chat, China push करने लग गई भाई. Oh, okay, still not clear. Spain is again pushing. India से China देखना है भाई. मुझे फर्क नहीं होता कौन हो फाइनल में. इंडिया, चाइना, जो भी, मतलब इंडिया होनी चाहिए. बाद में चाइना हो, स्पेन हो, डजंट मैटर. से तू हार गया तो बोल देना इंडिया ना. अरे नहीं यार. टाइम देखो, टाइम देख रहा हूं भाई. Nihal has drawn SL. By the way, what's happening? SL, he played e4, so he backs himself to control any sort of counterplay, but it kind of makes sense because to attack g7, you need the king either on this diagonal or on the 7th rank. इस diagonal पे तो square ही नहीं है भाई कोई attack करने के लिए, and इस यहाँ पे आने के लिए भाई queen g2 mate लगी है, उसका क्या? So e4 kind of makes a lot more sense, and it's a great move by SL yet again. Setu lost, what? He took directly, okay, that's a human move. Chat, the thing is, it's a human move. I kind of understand what he did there. It's hard to blame that move. I have to admit, it's very hard to blame that move. It's very hard to blame that move. It's just what it is. He's a slightly worse from beforehand. Going to the game of Vidit now. Vidit is still fighting on. VD, man. If you hold this game, most likely India will not lose because SL is winning and Setu is losing. So if you hold this game somehow, I think you can be the hero even with the draw. Look at this, rook e1, not the best move. Bishop c8. Let's go, VD. Bring the bishop into the game. The bishop is looking at a pawn, not doing anything here. Let's bring the bishop into the game. China का score भी half each हो चुका है. He plays b5, also a decent move, I would say, a decent move. As well, Banter plays semifinals. I know, he played so well. I know, I saw that match. My heart says 2-2. Let's hope so your heart is correct. So to replace someone who lost yesterday, they brought one who lost for the tournament. I understand your logic. I totally agree with it. I would have gone with Setu, with Sasi, but I kind of understand what they are doing here. But if Setu loses, of course, it was a bad decision. Then that's the thing. No, if Setu wins, then that was a genius decision. If Setu loses, then it was a bad decision. So that's pretty much it. यार भाई जस्ट चाइना, मैं तो ब्रॉन्ज मेडल की मैच की बात कर रहा था. ओह अच्छा, वो शायद होगा भी नहीं यार. होगा भी क्या थर्ड प्लेस के लिए? आई डोंट थिंक सो. HG4 played Setu worse right now. But chat, honestly speaking, I think this pawn is so important now. If black wins the e4 pawn, I think black might just win the game. White needs to defend these pawns. It's so important. Because otherwise, these two pawns will just win the game. They are passed pawns. The knight sometimes can be stupid. We need those good squares on d5 and f5. And that means ki we need these pawns on e4 and c4. It's very important. King to b1. Interesting choice. Not a queen g5. Let it be like this for now. I want the knight to come to e5, to f5, yeah? So we keep it solid. And now he's unpinned the queen. So black has to probably take, yeah? I don't think black will risk keeping the queens because black's king is much weaker than white's. So that's very important. By the way, chat, going to the game of Vidit, what's happening there? Oh, chat, look at this. After the move b5, white played queen e1, not the best move. Bishop c8. VD is slowly coming back. He's crawling. अगर तुमने वो शॉशैंक रिडेम्पशन देखी है तो वो पूप पाइप के पास पहुंचता जा रहा है. He is going through a lot of shit in this game, but he can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I think this is definitely possible to come back from. Let's see how it goes, chat. Really trying to call back into this game. A4 played, playing on the queen side. That tells you white is not sure about his position. Let's go bishop d7 and just defend the pawn, develop this piece as well. Makes a lot of sense. Don't is name of chess Sethu. Let's see Sethu अगर ऐसे नॉकआउट्स ओलंपियाड में होने चाहिए थे, पक्का इंडिया जीता बार. I know ओलंपियाड में चेंज होना चाहिए. I think it should be changed. I would say knockout is so much more exciting. At the end, Olympiad is not just about deciding the best country. At the end, Uzbekistan is not probably the best country in terms of chess. It is the US, at least in the Olympiad it was. And in the few years, it will be India always. I think it's more about also promoting the game. And I think promoting the game is much more important. So going to the game of SL Narayanan. SL seems to be cruising, chat. He has played the move. Bishop c1 was ridiculous. F3 played. G3, knight f5. Knight is coming to d4 and ये knight e2 में जाके गोद में जाके बैठ जाएगा white के king के, and गोद से हटने वाला नहीं है. So I think Sethu is completely winning now, chat. Completely winning, and he should win this game. Yes, there will be another round. समझ गए guys, भाई समझ गए. VD still calculating. 4 minutes for VD, 2.5 for Yakubov. Hats off to VD again for maintaining this time edge. Going to Sethu's game. By the way, black did take on e3 as expected. He takes with the c knight. Interesting choice. Okay, I thought he'll take with the d knight. H5. And if we had one less pawn on the king side, one less pawn, I would say white is even better, or at least absolutely fine. Chat, honestly speaking, I wouldn't say Sethu is losing. I have to be honest. I look at these knights and I look at this pawn controlled. I think Sethu is okay. I'm going to make a prediction that Sethu will draw this game. It's a very risky one. Maybe it will bite me in the ass at the end, but I think Sethu might draw. And if Sethu draws by chance मान लो कर लिया, then SL wins. And if VD draws, then India can win also. It is a possibility. It is still a possibility. Very difficult, but can happen. So VD has a lot of incentive to play good chess here. 100 bucks bet Sahil भाई बट 100 bucks ट्रांसफर कैसे करूंगा मैं यार, मुश्किल है ना वैसे, उल्टा सुपर चैट जाता नहीं है. I predict Sethu will win. Let's see. SL आग लगी बस्ती में, हम अपनी मस्ती में. SL तो अलग खेल रहा है भाई. I think SL probably should be contender for next Arjuna Award also. म्यूट कहां से हो गया भाई? कुछ भी हेलो नहीं, म्यूट नहीं है. लड़ने को मना करो, लड़ नहीं रहे भाई. Who bites whom in... Arey, nobody, bhai. Chat, let's see how VD plays. VD seems to be crawling back into the game. Nihal has drawn. SL is completely winning. Bishop b2 played back. White just has no moves. Queen c2. The pawn is attacked. There is no defense to this pawn now. g4, knight d4. It's completely winning. I can take with the pawn, and it's just... The pawn is directly queening. It's directly queening. It's like 1200 jeet jayega big game. So SL is completely winning now. Going to the game of Sethu. Sethu has played a couple of bad moves, I think. After rook e8, he took on d6. And chat, as I mentioned, this pawn is important. Sethu cannot lose any of these pawns, and he cannot allow h4 without losing the g4 pawn. Keep that in mind. He cannot allow h4 without losing the g4 pawn, and he cannot allow these two pawns to fall. If that happens, it's lost. For now, Sethu is fighting. He's fighting for now. It is probably losing. Even the bar seems to say that. But optically, at least, it's not entirely clear how. b6, best move by black again. So black is putting on the pedal. And yeah. And now this pawn will be attacked at some point. Rook d8 is incoming to attack this knight. And then this pawn will fall. And then Sethu might lose. So Sethu has to come up with a plan there. Going to the VD game. VD game after the move knight h5 was played. Knight comes back to h5 to pressure g7. King h7 played. Very logical move. VD playing really fast. It's important to put the pressure back on white. Ki bhai tujhe mate karna hai to karna mate, na queen. That's the plan here. ये रुक्स डिफेंड करने के लिए हमने हॉरिजॉन्टल रखे. व्हाइट टेक्स. VD ने सेकंड में पॉन वापस मार दिया. He did not waste single second here. You can see how he's playing enthusiastically. He knows he avoided the worst. And now it's all about, can he somehow come back? It's all about that now. 2-2 I'll probably take in this scenario because I know Sethu's losing. So I would probably take 2-2. 2-2 is pretty decent for Team India here. Draw would be fine. It's so frustrating when your opponent plays all the best moves. I know it is. And 1 minute for his opponent. This is the moment I was talking about. Jahan white knows he's better. He knows he should win, but he does not have the time to calculate. So either he plays average moves and loses his edge, or he basically just like calculates till the end and just risks losing on time. So yeah, but also of course VD has to play good moves here. Only then it works out. Otherwise, of course, it will not work. By the way, SL has won. SL has won. SL has won. G4, knight d4 played. Bishop d4, cd4, and that's exactly what happened. And white resigned. So we already have 1.5 points. Nihal drew. SL won. एक आधा point चाहिए यार. कहाँ से आएगा वो आधा point? SLOP in the chat, buddy. What a player. What a player, buddy. I mean, Playboy में SL को hire करो भाई. I think Playboy should sponsor SL. I think he definitely deserves it. असली player तो SL है. After, by the way, rook f3, another slight inaccuracy. And now I think rook a6 going for the initiative here might be an extension plan. Queen h4 also logical. He's trying to trade queens. Very practical choice by VD. And white का लिए इतना आसान नहीं है. सेतु equal क्या बात कर रहे हो? Oh, Setu is fighting back. Yahan pe Chad, black had to play rook d8. My move. Why the fuck did he not play rook d8? That is ridiculous to my mind. He plays king g6. What? You are literally putting the king opposite the rook. That is ridiculous. Waki Zofki to Waki lagi badi. King c2 now. King g5. He's trying to win with the king. Wow. Chat, yahan pe white has to be careful. Of course, black has a very deadly plan. I don't think. Oh, rook d1. Best move by Setu. Best move by Setu, rook d1. And if you play h4, what's the plan? This is the critical moment. What will Setu play? Let's see how it goes. Going to the game of VD. What's happening here? VD trying to come back for the first time. The evaluation has fallen below +1. It's 0.98 now in white's favor. So VD has chances to hold this. Agar VD Setu both draw, India win. So it's all three results possible. India could lose, it could be a draw, India could win. Let's see what happens. VD OP indeed. Come on, VD, hold this. 2 minutes for VD, 30 seconds for his opponent. Yes, one more round, but winning this round is so important. Setu blunder, क्या बात कर रहे हो? अबे यार, ये क्या टट्टी है भाई? अबे यार, सेतु नहीं रहे सेतु, ये क्या किया रे सेतु? इसीलिए इतना कॉम्प्लिकेटेड नहीं खेलने का था यार. अब तो लॉस्ट है. ये पॉन दौड़ गए रे, पॉन दौड़ गए, अब ओवर है. Rook e5, I think seems like a very practical choice. It's gone. Setu's lose stat. Now it's going to be 1.5 half each. Vidit has to absolutely draw now. Otherwise, India will lose. India can't win this match, I think. It's all about either drawing or losing. By the way, वहां पे China comeback कर चुकी है. China seems to be winning as well. So China coming back. Can India also come back somehow? Setu's in IM, it seems. नहीं white GM है. B4. Wow. He's trying to push the passed pawn, but king g3 is the winning move for white. How? Okay. King g3, knight back. Oh, he does not find it. White cannot find the best moves. Time ही नहीं है. मार दो बिशप भाई, मार दो. मार दो भाई, प्लीज मार दो, जल्दी से मार दो भाई. और कोई मूव है ही नहीं, हो क्या खेलोगे? मारो भाई बिशप. बिशप पे भी तो ढूंढ रहे तब से. टेक्स रुक b6. सिंपल मूव्स. कम ऑन वीडी, मारो यार. मारो यार प्लीज. व्हाट्स हैपनिंग? से तू हार गया क्या? Setu, oh, he takes. VD takes. Smart VD. Smart boy VD takes. And now rook b6 played. Good move by VD yet again. VD fighting. VD fighting. Come on. It's plus 0.6 now, chat. It's going very plus 0.3 now. VD has come back from plus 3.5 to plus 0.3. Dude, come on, VD. If you hold this, it will be a legendary game. Come on, a draw is more than sufficient here. Setu yet again failing. I think, again, as I mentioned, if Setu had won, it would be a genius move. Now it's just a dumb move. He was not in form, as mentioned. Come on, VD. Let's go, man. Knight g6, excellent move. Knight controls the f4 square. Let's play bishop d7. Put the bishop blocking the pawn. Taki kal ko Dorena also has more influence like this. Bishop a6, another try. You could also try this move, trying to exchange bishop. Oof, important. I think Sasi will be back in next game. Yes, Setu. Imagine VD wins this. Let's focus on draw first. We need to first equalize and then we come back. Come on, VD, we can do this. Knight f8. Interesting choice. I'm not a big fan of this move, I have to admit. Now apparently rook d b1 is better for white yet again. Okay, lot of pressure. Both players playing on increment now. Both have 20-30 seconds. It's very close. And the problem for VD is all these squares are controlled by the knights and the bishop. So these 4 squares are controlled, and that means the rook cannot enter. That is the problem for VD. Chad, it's 1.5, half in India's favor, but Sethu is completely lost, so it will be 1.5 each. This game will be the decider. If VD can... Oh, best move played by White. White again putting on the pressure. Now knight g1 is the best, trying to come to f3. Will he find that crazy move? I hope not. I wish my rook could enter. Exactly. Who doesn't wish that by? Knight c1 not the best, but also a decent move. Now let's play knight d7. I think that's a good move. Trying to bring to c5. Good move, VD. Good move. Trying to activate pieces. Chat, do like the stream. Let's get to 5 likes. And if you're here for the first time to subscribe, let's get to 29k subs. Jaldi say as soon as possible. Rook c2, slight mistake. Defend the bishop. Excellent move by VD. Rook c7 pe just go knight f6. And finally, this knight will be a very good square. Knight b3, not the best move. Bishop a6 possible. He can... It's equal after bishop a6. It's completely equal after bishop a6. Beautiful comeback by VD. Can he go for it, man? Knight f6 also a decent move, but that makes less sense because the knight can now come to c5. So bishop a6 is an excellent move. Can he play that? Meanwhile, Sethu, what's happening there? Sethu seems to be completely lost. Ye to koi bhi jeet jayega. So VD game is the only chance we have. Bishop a6, 6 seconds for VD. He has to play now. He has to play now. VD, dude. Knight f6, not the best move, but second best, also works. Puts pressure on the pawn. Next, he will go bishop a6. Knight c5 play, preventing bishop e6. Interesting idea by White. Not allowing bishop a6. Now knight d7 back maybe. Knight d7 back. Attack the knight, because knight are the tricky pieces. If you can exchange knights, oh, king g8. Wow. He's trying to bring the king to d6 maybe on a good day, but bishop c4 here is an advantage for White. White bhi wahi kar raha hai, chat. It's going to be a mess. It's just increment pe dono log khel rahe hain and anybody could win this. वहां से chat China हार रही है. China is 1.5 half against Spain, and Spain is winning the last game. That means China will also lose the first match, but India has to at least draw because China is a stronger team on paper. They can come back. India के लिए बहुत मुश्किल रहेगा. Come on. King is coming to d6. He's trying to equalize slowly, gradually. White is also confused. I was so much better. Where did I spoil it? It's all down to the wire. This game decides everything. Second match starts at 9:30 chat. If India draw, whosoever wins the next match goes through to the finals. So if you lose, then you have to win on demands. That will be very difficult. Knight e8, interesting idea. Usually a good move to blockade a pass pawn, but the problem here is rook a2, and that apparently gives White a clear edge with rook a7 check, and that's why it was a bad move. But he misses it. He plays knight f4. Not a good move by White either. Rook comes back. Knight c5 ke baad rook b6 mat khelna aapas mat. That's very important. Chat, it's very close now. 31 seconds VD, 9 seconds for his opponent, 10-second increment. Bhai. It's only 10-second increment for both players. Don't play rook b6. White has noticed rook a2 now. Rook c7, important move, or rook a7 also, but not rook b6 VD. Come on, don't go for the repetition. Excellent move by VD, not going for the repetition. Dude, it's getting on my nerves now. I don't know, chat. This looks so cool. VD is equalizing. Knight b3 now. Take the damn rook. Bring the knight to the d6 square or bishop d7 square. Look at it. Take the open file. Knight d6 also, but now White takes the open file. Is White going to gain an edge again? It's not clear. Maybe not. Bishop d7 now. Let's tell the bishop now. Because rook a7, we have rook b7 to exchange if we want to. And chat, oh, he goes for the check. Interesting choice by VD. Does he want to put the knight on a3? I think that's the plan. He wants to put the knight on a3. Chat, VD could win this also. It is a possibility he could win this. It's completely equal now. VD could win this as well. Sethu, by the way, what's happening there? Sethu is completely lost. VD can win this. What's happening, Sethu? Oh my god. 50 crore pawn है opponent के पास by queen करने के लिए. 5 queen से हारेंगे हम. Going to the game of VD now. Can he convert? Bishop d3. Oh, he plays knight a3. Bishop d3 played. Let's go bishop d7. Solid move. Knight c5, we just go rook c8. And now we get the rook to c3. And chat, yahan pe, if the knight gets to d4, I would not be surprised if VD is better. So ये बड़ा interesting scenario है यहाँ पे. Anybody could be better. Now Rook F8, VD is slightly better already. Ooh. I don't know. Okay, I should have said. Oh, Rook F8 played. Wow. Thread is Rook F2 check. 19 seconds. VD also has more time. King E2 वापस आओ बेटा. वापस आओ घर पे जल्दी से जल्दी नमस्ते करके वापस आओ. कोई move है नहीं. Rook F1 would be a bad move. I think that would give VD a free hand. He cannot lose that. Okay, now VD can't lose. VD can't lose this. I don't see him losing this. King is so safe on D6. I just don't see how VD loses. Now it's a draw or VD wins. Take the rook. Take the rook, VD. Take the rook and just go for a safe advantage. जहाँ पे you're not risking much. VD can't lose this now. I just don't see how you lose this. You have the outside pass pawn. I know he's a defended pass pawn, but it should be fine. Take on F1. Take on F1, VD. You can also play C8, but okay, he takes. Now what do we do? Maybe knight B1, knight C3 check. Oh, King D6 also controlling knight C5. Important move there. And the question is, chat, ये pawn weak है. And you have to just keep pressure on this pawn. For example, knight B1, knight C3. You attack the E4 pawn, keep white's pieces tied down. I don't think VD can... Okay, he can lose, but I think VD is slightly better practically. Also, look at the time. 12 seconds for his opponent. Yeah, see? Bishop D3. He doesn't know what to do. We have the B5 square. We also have bishop A4 by attack the knight, so it's not a big deal. Chat, I think this might turn out to be 2-2 at the end. It is the most likely result. 2-2 seems to be most likely, but okay, it's still going on. This game is the critical move. Bishop A4, best move played. Knight A5, threatening some check, and knight C5 fork if king D7, so we have to be careful. King C7 maybe is a possibility, controlling the B7 square. Let's go. We have to be very careful, chat. Time will play a factor here. If bishop traded off, I don't think white wins necessarily, because the thing is, to capture this pawn, he will have to move the king or the knight here, and then we can attack this pawn. King C7, brilliant. No counterplay allowed at all. Let's go, VD. Let's finish it up. Oh, 1K watching on my chat. Do like the stream. Let's go. Let's go to 1K watching after a long time. Like kar bhai. Let's go. And do subscribe, chat. Let's go. Bhai, come on, VD. Finish it off. Finish it off. Finish it off, bhai. Finish it off. 8 seconds for his opponent. It's all time pressure on display. Knight C4. Trade the knights, VD. Trade it. No issues at all. Just trade it. It's slightly better for black. Just trade the damn knights. Okay, he has no choice actually. The knight was pawn was hanging. Now king D6, king C5. Setu lost. No worry. It was expected, chat. 1.5 each. Final game. It's supposed to be a dead drawn position. Black has the outside passed pawn on a dark square, so cannot be attacked by the bishop. But white also has a protected passed pawn. If this pawn was, let's say, here, I would say black is even close to winning. But because this is a protected passed pawn, unless we can win this pawn, we can't win this game. So should be a draw. China drew. Wow, China managed to stage a comeback, and so will VD now, I think. You just keep the king on C5, and there is nothing white can do. He can never really get to B4 until he pushes D6. And if he even does that, he'll take on D6, he'll take on D4. And then with the light square pawns, only black can be better. This is a dead draw, chat. Only VD can... Okay, it should be a draw. Chat, we are all set for a 2-2 score, 1.5 each. Let me update you. Sethu Raman lost, SL won, and Nehal drew. I think Sethu will be replaced in the next match. Clearly, he's not had a good tournament at all. Like, not even close to a good tournament. And I think now we need probably Sasikaran there. And ये game draw होगी, and I think India will go ahead with 2-2 each, and that means next round will be the decider. जो next match जीतेगा at 9:30 will go home, will go to the finals actually, and the other team will go home. बहुत मुश्किल से बचे हैं भाई, but 2-2 is a decent result. In the group stage, India lost to Uzbekistan 3.5.5. That's like a very embarrassing spanking, to be honest. So I think this one is a great advancement based on that. Next match knockout indeed. I think a draw here. They will draw in a few moves, chat. They will repeat moves and they will draw. There's nothing any side can do. Really? Yeah, there's nothing any side can do. They will draw the game. But imagine he was minus 3.5. What a comeback by VD, yeah? Just keep the bishop here. Bishop here. King dance. And there's nothing he can do. Play G5 also. G5 also ensures कि white कोई space gain नहीं करेगा. Although ये भी ठीक है यार. ये भी ठीक है. Why allow this dancing maneuver? वो भी ठीक है. भाई टीम का पता नहीं. सेतु को यार. Sethu, he plays G5 also works. Sethu will not play next round. If Sethu plays next round, that's a terrible decision. He will not play the next round. What a fighter indeed. VD opening the chat. And by the way, chat, SL. Without his win, we would have lost this. SL with the black pieces yet again. Dude, SLOP in the chat, please. Let's spam SL before VD draws. SLOP in the chat, buddy. Panta hai bhai. SLOP in the chat. Yeah, he's going for my suggestion. Yeah, just repeating moves. SLOP in the chat, and they are repeating moves, chat. That means the game will end in a draw in just a few seconds. Okay, VD is thinking for a while. I don't see anything he can do here, actually. Don't risk it, because there's no way VD can win this. But okay, White can also not win this, actually. They can do anything they want. They will not win, because, yeah, he repeats moves. Yes. King C5, King B2 is a draw. Let's go. Let's go, VD. Let's finish it off. Draw is a good result. He was -4 at one point. Yes, chat. They have repeated moves. And with this draw, India has also drawn 2-2. China has drawn 2-2. That means we go into the next match at 9:30 p.m. With a decider. Whosoever wins that match goes to the finals to play the winner of China and Spain. What a beautiful game, first of all, by SL. Look at the final position, man. He's ready to make 5 more queens. Look at the king. Beautiful game by SL to convert that. And beautiful game by VD. What a comeback by VD to fight on. And as I said, importantly, maintain that time edge. Taki White gets on, puts a lot of pressure, self-imposed pressure on his shoulders and collapses. And he did. So VD, excellent draw there. And finally, Sethu lost this game. So I think Sethu will not play next round. I really hope so, because he's not in form at all. I think losing 2-3 games, it's enough. So next match will be 9:30, chat. I will see you at 9:30. And it will be India against Uzbekistan coming back with the final match. And if India wins, then India goes to the finals. Let's see what happens. Sasi, I think, will be the correct player to play. Let's see what happens. Chat, like the stream. Let's get to 500 likes before the stream ends. And if you're here for the first time, do hit the subscribe button and become a part of our family. Of course, that's my job. And not copying it from Suhani at all. It will be Portugal versus Ghana, 9:30. Okay, more important than Ghana is Khana, and more important than Khana is India versus Uzbekistan. Visit at least one of Guki or Arjun team. Less, yes, true. I wish, but we are not there. Stream chalu nahi yaar. I think in the stream draw does not change anything. And stream end karte hain. वो खाली है stream फायदा नहीं करता यार. खाली चीज क्या लगाऊंगा मैं? So, ठीक है chat. I'll see you at 9:30. Do like the stream, subscribe, and I'll see you very, very soon. And let's hope so India can win. See you in exactly 1 hour. Bye, chat.